Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm your caster, DigitalQF William Zhang, and tonight, night 2, day 2 of the Valorant Oceania Tour 2021, stage 2, round of 32. That's a lot of twos, I'm not gonna lie, but nonetheless. Tonight I'll be bringing to you the first game, a best of 3 of course, Nebula versus Ooga Booga. Now, for those of you who follow my Twitter, by the way, it's DigitalQF, you'll see that I posted a tweet saying these guys, they played against each other not too long ago. In fact, 2 days ago on the Events Over Time Journeyman League. And what happened was, Dragon, first off, he had been playing 10 hours for that whole day in the Lenovo Legion One-Day Cup. Proceeds to get on at night, gets off Jet, gets on Viper, and it was the most crazy Nebula, I wouldn't say one-sided, but they had some crazy strats in that league, in that game. I was blown away. Frankly, it was a new Nebula, one I had never seen before, straying away from your standard comfort compositions and going for a much more unorthodox, very unique composition. They had Sky, they had Viper, they had Astra as well. And oh my god, let me tell you, things worked very well for them. They have done a lot of drills. Absolutely look forward to see what they bring for us tonight. Obviously, the vetoes haven't been fully done just yet, but now finally I can check. The 3 maps will be Haven, Bind, and Icebox. I'm going to update that on the commands real quick. Haven, Bind, Icebox. Haven, Bind, Icebox. A little bit of keyboard ASMR there for you guys. So one thing I can say right off the bat, I'm very glad that we're not seeing Ascent. That map, I've casted, I've spectated Crash as well. So many games on Ascent that frankly we've just had enough purely. Small map, execute heavy, huge aim duels, the mechanically superior team, they tend to come out on top, but these other maps, Haven, Haven, Bind, Icebox, much more strat heavy, much more mentally heavy, and Nebula, them on Haven, they've played Quad Duelist. They have played standard composition, and the one time they've tried pulling Astra on Haven, the other team, Dynasty Esports Club, they had no idea what was going on. Now, guys, you may be feeling, oh my god, this guy sounds so biased towards Nebula. That's not the case. That's not the case. I'm just saying they've had huge improvements by leaps and bounds recently, but nonetheless, tonight it will be a grudge match of sorts. Ooga Booga. They lost to them in the Journeyman League, and this time it may be their chance to strike back. Well, guys, nonetheless, right now, Ooga Booga, we're just missing one more player in the lobby while we wait. It will be Panic, but all 5 players of Nebula are already in and gearing up, doing the pre-game warm-ups, sweating a little bit, getting the blood flowing before they start. And as always, guys, tonight, just a little bit of a prelude. I won't have Crash with me for the first best of 3. I will have him on for the second best of 3. The winner of Ooga Booga versus Nebula to play against Order. Now that's a game you guys should stick around for. But nonetheless, we're just waiting a little bit longer for Panic to finally join the lobby. And let's see if I can redeem anything right now. A Hydrate and a Flex, okay. Drink big water. And a okay, that's just an awful angle. And a flex. There we go, baby. And also, by the way, guys, how do you like these IEMs, huh? Chi-Fi IEMs. They look good. They sound good, but they're so sensitive. I actually have to get a impedance attachment to make sure that they don't hiss and fuzz. Well, it's sort of a new look for me. You guys haven't seen me without the headphones, but nonetheless, yes, my head is big, but now I'm skinnier. Guys, the team's just taking a little bit longer to get ready. So once again, I'll tell you the maps. Haven, Bind, Icebox, all 3 strat heavy. We will be going for a short breather before we start the game. And I'll come back with about a minute left, give you guys the brief update, a quick intro, and we'll jump right into it, okay? So stick around, don't go away just yet. Game 1, map 1 of the night is about to start. Nebula versus Ooga Booga. Okay, psych, I'm actually back because just as I call the break, Cloxy joins the lobby, and I do believe he might be the sub for Ooga Booga tonight instead of a Panic. And right off the bat, there you go, they are calling the R. I'm going to ask Nebula, are you guys ready? And so I'm going to hit the start button real soon. Nebula starting on defense for map 1 Haven, Ooga Booga starting on the attack. Alright, come on Nebula, come on, give me a response. Show me some signs of life, baby. Dragon says the R. Myth says the R. Let's get it. Well, well, well. Haven, what more can be said? Nebula, since this is the Oceania tour, I expect... Oh, there you go. Dragon already insta-locks the, the Viper. And minimize on the... Sky, with of course Rurals on the Astra, right off the bat. Wow, they are absolutely dead certain this is the composition they want to run with. And from memory, I can tell you right now, last time they ran this composition, what happened was they always tried to play post plant reasonably well. So they run to the site, get the spike down, and then just dump utility Astra stars all over the spike, making the post plant defuse really difficult for the defenders to come back and, you know, try to get things done. It's not that it's impossible, it's just a pain, really. Meanwhile, on the side of Ooga Booga, of course, a much more vanilla composition, with the exception of Nerox on the Astra as well. Now that you know, Astra, she's allowed to be played in the Oceania tour. We are seeing a lot less Omen, Brimstone, and who's the other smoker? There are no other smokers actually, but yeah, Astra. Her kit is so versatile as well. She can do so much with her kit. You have your gravity well. Let's just check it right now. Gravity well, as you can see, it sucks people in, and when it explodes, it makes all the players trapped inside vulnerable, and you have your Nova Pulse. It basically concusses all the people around. And also the Nebula, which is basically just smoke as Cosmic Divide as well, for a huge cross-map wall that basically denies sound and bullets. Now apparently, in the chat, we are seeing that... Okay, Ooga Booga, maybe they're trolling around. They're saying that we have to play the old patch if we're gonna play Viper.
Going Astro, guys. That'll work. That should work.
Well, guys, never mind. Turns out, I think Ooga Booga, they got trolled. You don't have to play Viper on the old patch right now. We are playing buffed Viper, and this is the Oceania Tour Viper. Super dangerous, super lethal. As always, you know, I'll mention it again, I don't have Crash observing with me, so it will be me by myself. So guys, stick with it. I'm sure you'll enjoy the show either way. You're here for me. And, well, Ooga Booga showing massive aggression out towards A, but that Viper wall by Dragon cutting off any form of intel. And you definitely don't want to be pushing through that on a pistol round. You only have 125 health pool, realistically, with the armor. You take any damage, that sucks. Gamma gets bit by the Tasmanian Tiger on top of some damage from the pistols earlier. And Jesse in the sneaky position, just waiting for anyone to come through. Viper wall from Dragon again, and Ooga Booga, they're going to get off the A side, walk over towards C, and prepare for a C-long take. Okay, that's a really weird camera angle. Oh! Okay, so if you're on Nerox and you do that, it just shows the sky. Nonetheless, Gamma already aggressors onto the site. Nebula, they've let the site all alone. It's only Astra utility. Nebula's there to block off vision. And Cloxy, right to open up, takes down Suave, whirls from mid again onto Noz. 4-on-4, post-plant situation. Nebula, they have the utility to do this. Absolutely. Whirls, as you can see. I'm pretty sure that's his start. Indeed it is. And slowly but surely, the players are going to aggress onto the site. Minimize from high above. Throws down a flash. And Cloxy in the corner. Even the stun as well. Poor guy. Can't get anything done. Gamma, in fact, all 3 players of Ooga Booga are in the garage angle. Gamma, first player on engagement, going for a dink. Won't actually get the kill. Dragon flicks around too quickly. And then there's the Snakebite as well to deny Myth from any positioning. All down to Neros by himself, 5 AC. Dragon running and gunning takes down Ooga Booga for the pistol round, going the way of Nebula. Wow. So, I definitely didn't expect Minimized to be able to survive initially, that first dink. He was already tagged down low, but somehow Dragon, you know, some say he's 16, some say he's older, I have no idea really. Everyone's trolling me. The guy 180s instantaneously and pops his head. Absolutely remarkable. Of course, the SMGs, plus a Judge, Marshall, and Ares on Nebula versus a full eco, more or less, with slightly upgraded pistols in form of Gamma and Cloxy, Sheriff, and the Ghost. Viper Wall again. Oh, look at how much it hurts. Gamma hits away for the decay, but it's okay. But Minimized is there farming the kills. Yet another. Him and Jesse tag team, double duty, and they managed to stop the A push dead in its tracks. They can't even go anywhere. Minimized was the only player to take a little bit of damage, and it doesn't even matter. He just tanks it and walks away. Ooga Booga, well, at least on the bright side, you got that round done and dusted really quickly. Nothing notable in the form of ultimates just yet, but Ooga Booga, the full buy, armor, rifles, looking to aggress A side again. Dragon, the same Viper Wall. This time, however, Ooga Booga, they may not be showing it that much respect. They have bigger guns. They are more confident in this push. As you can see, Gamma already rushes right through. It doesn't matter if he gets taken down a little bit. Cloxy gets the kill either way. Minimized couldn't quite escape in time. I'm pretty sure there was Astra utility there just to suck Minimize in for a bit. Viper Walls goes down. Gamma and Cloxy, the double duelists, take control of A's sights. Nebula to hear the footsteps, and they probably are calling a rotation. And he's waiting patiently. Suave, recon arrow as well with the Ares. He can honestly just cap anyone that's playing under heaven right now. Good initial Owl drone to confirm. There's one player short. There's one player planting on the site. Slowly but surely now. We are seeing Nebula gear up for the retake with a lurk in the form of Noz from far behind on the other side of the map. Dragon, though, I think he may be aware. Rolls, dunks down some Nebulas. Oh, they are aware. They are aware. Noz has his knife out and Rolls gets the kill. Easy peasy. The spike however, it's sticking away quite fast. Nebula, they're really delaying this retake. The spike's already ticked easily more than halfway. And Nebula, they're just going to go for the exits, which is quite interesting considering you only have worse guns, SMGs, and Ares, so maybe they're all planning to die to the spike, since to not let Ooga Booga get any ult points at this rate. Exit frags, of course, is ideal. Jesse! Oh my god! They pick up everyone! Dragon, he goes down to a spike at the end of the day, but Jesse from behind the huge flank, it pays off. Picks up 3 kills with the Judge, and it's Vandals for everyone on Nebula, at least the players standing. Dragon, he dies to the spike, it doesn't matter, he did his job, got 1 kill, helped his teammate out. And now they will be able to full buy. That is brutal coming out from Nebula against Ooga Booga. Guaranteed, they didn't expect that coming. To have 1 player behind the Viper Wall on the flank, and this also just shows how deadly the combination is as well. Dragon, the Viper Wall, the instant minus 50 HP debuff, and Jesse's just lying away. The Judge is essentially 1 shot at that distance, considering the debuff. This is big brain time right here. Jesse, utility gets spammed out, and this might actually force Myth out of his drone briefly. We got destroyed either way, but Minimized now. First one on engagement has to be aware that there's two players really close to him. Flash to come out and gets destroyed instantaneously. Myth is on chase up, and they know that Minimized is cornered, and the Tasmanian Tiger leaps down to its death. Does stun Myth at the very least, and allows Minimized to escape out of the angle. My gosh, so far, really clean coming out of Nebula. But Noz, somehow he's walked his way onto the C site, and Suave juking around, shoulder peeking, and they have intel now. Slowly, Cloxy joins him on the site. I'm about to dunk down the spike now. After this, he will have the Blade Storms available. 5v5 post plant. Nebula, what kind of crazy strat do they pull off this time? They have rifles, they can absolutely go for this. Why not build up more of an economy, destroy the economy of Ooga Booga even more. Minimize first play on engagement with the flashes. Will flash actually his teammates a little bit. And even more, another bird. Astra util backside. Jesse with the rocket. Doesn't quite catch anyone. I like this post plant from Ooga Booga, honestly, because they're playing so far offside, but they are getting a positioning either way. And getting the kills for sure. Nebula, they're unable to actually get the defuse to come through. Dragon probably don't have to save this. I take it back! Royal still sitting on the side. Didn't even realize there was no icon. Royal just sticks the defuse inside of Nebula. Even gets a kill for crying out loud. Oh, Ooga Booga, what just happened? Nebula, they stole the round from under their noses. Royals, minimal investment. Did he even take damage that round? I don't even think so. He got fragile, but it's okay. He survived. What? I can't believe that just happened. Seriously.
Checking the situation. That'll work.
Well, Ooga Booga, they got brutalized that round. 2 players they will be buying up in the form of Noz and his teammate. The 2 rifles on the team, because they are the ones able to afford, even if they lose their lives this round. Everyone else though, pistols, upgraded pistols at the best. Nebula off to a running start now. The Wolf goes again. Minimize. Oh, wow. Even the voice line to confirm the concussion from the Wolf. Nebula, 3 players A. And you do have Cloxy if the Blade Storm's out. Working down by himself. Oh, 1 shot to the head. And punts Minimize dead in his forehead. Little does he know, Jesse is so close. Pushes out of the cloud burst and will steal the kill. Whirls on another onto Gamma. And suddenly, things are falling apart for Ooga Booga. The last 2 players, they were split up earlier. Myth, thankfully, does manage to retrieve a Vandal off of his dead teammate's hands. Cloxy had to get a kill and die for that Vandal. Make it work. Nerox gonna stick to the ye old trusty Sheriff. Minimize, as you see in the chat, he's already pinging towards Garage. And maybe C, calling for his teammates to play passively. So look at this as well. They're not even playing on the C side. They have the man advantage. Just hold the angles, play buddy-buddy, and go for the retakes.
Spike drop.
Oh, this is brutal.
Right here.
The Viper wall. Myth, he has to wait around it as well. Can you even edge around the corner? He does manage to edge around the corner, but gets tagged by the Aldra, and as a result, rolls and swap the 2 players across the angle. Nerox manages to slam down Spike just briefly, but the last 2 players of Ooga Booga, they're grouped up, and the pinch comes in from both sides from Nebula. They take down Nerox, last player, dragging with the defuse, and that Viper's Pit about to get online real soon. Ultimates are flowing for the side of Nebula. Ooga Booga, not too bad themselves. However, they are down by 3 rounds now. Cloxy, nothing in sight. Nerox does have the Cosmic Divide. It comes down to how Ooga Booga, they plan to play around it. Of course, Gamma and Myth, 1 ult point each off of having the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury. They are on the attacking side, though they will have a distinct advantage in picking them up early round.
Right here.
Nebula, Jesse, double digits already.
Right,
this is the 5th round. So on average, he's had 2 kills every single round. Jesse, and this Viper wall time and time again from Dragons, causing so much trouble for Ooga Booga. Minimize, flashes himself through, picks up 2 almost, but Nerox, even though he was flashed for 2 seconds, does manage to get the spray down to Minimize point blank. Jesse, now this is really rough. He's getting pinched from so many angles at once. We'll get a dink onto Gamma before he falls down. Nebula, for the first time this game, they are at a man disadvantage, but they have ultimates still. Cosmic Divide and the Viper's Pit. Ooga Booga, wow. They took control of A side, for sure. Gamma, he already went from A long over to sewers, and now they're rotating back over to C, which does work out in their favor. Nebula, player down. You have the recon arrow ready for the retake. The only question is it possible? Dragon being really concise here, clearing as many angles as he can, even mid, just to make sure there's no sneaky Ooga Booga player on the flank, on the late flank. Slowly but surely, all 3 players of the group up right now. Dragon first player on engagement off of the Sova recon arrow, which does get destroyed instantaneously, but the shot's confirmed. There are 2 players on site. Cloxy does win the duel against Dragon. Suave the trade back. There are still a player down though, and they're losing time as we speak. Going for the fake defuse. And the rocket! The question is, the Cosmic Divide even blocks the rocket! And Suave, he was running out of time. He had to try to go for the defuse. Nerox was already lying in wait behind the wall. Will go down to the Spike. And Gamma, oh, sheesh. When you have Astra's ultimate online, the Showstopper is no longer a threat. You can't even hear it. You shoot the rocket out, it just doesn't do anything against the wall even. Astra, oh god. I don't want to be jumping ahead of myself, but It's probably changing the fundamentals of this game to an extent. Ultimates, such as the Showstopper post plant, they don't work anymore. They don't work. Orbital Strike, for sure. Jesse, learning from his mistakes, he won't have to fall back this time because the Astra Gravity Well was already deployed towards A long. Wasn't about to take that risk. Perfect timing. Aldron's gone. Ooga Booga, aggressive onto the A. Jesse swats out Noz and the dink through the wall. Oh, that's brutal. But hey, that's why you have Sky for on Nebula. They can go for the heal. Now, one thing I want to point out right now for Nebula is that they're playing a much more defensive, much more slower playstyle compared to what I've seen in the past.
Nowhere to run.
Hunter Spear from Myth as well. Even though the spike wasn't getting tapped either, hoping to do damage over towards that lane angle before the defenders try to retake site. Still 5-on-5, Cosmic Divide to come out from Nerox and cuts the site dead in half. I do think, however, that utility managed to fly through just in the nick of time. Jesse for the join his teammates. Foxy, fragile, doesn't matter, but it was Nebula. They're running onto the site, getting these kills. Viper's Pit from Dragon. This could allow him to stick the defuse. Also, it's all down Myth now, playing inside the smoke. He's blinded for days, gets one, but Rurls was already aware. Saw his teammate go down next to him and gets the kill to finish off. Defuse from Nebula, 5-2.
Defend this place, so. We defend this reality.
Jesse, I was quite amazed at him being on 10 kills, double digits early on on the 5th round, but since then, he hasn't found anything more. Ooga Booga. Oh, look, their economy has been pretty rough this entire first half. Haven't managed to really get anything started. So just when you think they have a slight advantage, Nebula offers some crazy stuff. They get the kills and then start to bring things back.
Right there.
Once again, Guardian pistols going the way of Ooga Booga. Nebula, much more comfortable. With more rifles on this side at least. Dragon. This is the Sage Wall. This is the Viper Wall shenanigans as well. You can be so varied with your playstyle. Maybe he can play back, or maybe he can play close. Nerox was his next door neighbor for a moment, and probably wasn't quite keen on pushing. Now Myth goes through the garage angle. Oh, and Dragon was already pre-aiming, and so was his teammate. Thankfully though, Ooga Booga managed to take the C site. Spike will get planted. Nerox playing a late lurk with the Sheriff. But Minimize, does he check the angle? That's the question. Nebula already have a man advantage. The last 3 players of Ooga Booga are going to have to try and land some sharp shots on sites to hold it down. Oh, but now finally we're seeing the flank coming up from Nerox. We'll get one, but now his position is revealed. And Minimize already on the chase up. Nerox going to have to sprint for his life. However, the retake is not working quite well for Nebula. They're losing players, but they are getting the kills. Swab, clean shot. And also down to Nog by himself. Dragon for 3 this round. Nebula, they pick up yet another, tripling the round score of Ooga Booga.
Don't even start that shit here, mate.
You know what? It is funny, actually. This is a little bit off topic, but I just realized since Sky does swear in the game, does that mean I can say the S word at least? Because come on, if the character can swear, why can't I? Regardless, Nebula with a solid 4-round lead, and Ultimate's coming back online again. Rolls 1 off of the Cosmic Divide. Suave, Hunter's Fury. Jesse, the Showstopper, could be used for humongous defensive play. Post plant, it doesn't matter. They're feeling themselves. Meanwhile, Ooga Booga, they are investing everything they have into this round. Minimize, managing to duck out of the corner, and that recon arrow won't even expose him. Now, this is great positioning. He has help from his teammates as well. Just to secure the Cosmic Divide. Gumma picked up by himself. No one there to back him up from behind the Viper Wall. Gets taken out. Ooga Booga down the duelist, down a man. Early round. The last few players still just being really patient, but once again, Myth, Ooga Booga, they're always being allowed to go onto the C side, but then again, I do think that Nebula, they are really confident in the C side retake. It's only failed them once so far, if memory serves me right, so they will just group up and play the man advantage. Myth with the Aldrin will spot out 2 players towards the CT side, and oh no, Minimize the ow! It was swapped to get the wallbang onto Noz. The players of Ooga Booga, they're pulling one at a time. Showstopper to come out from Jesse as well, cleared backside. Hunter's Fury is Also, Myth is getting tagged down. He's getting flashed. And Minimize, he's going to get the kill easily. There's yet another, well, two more actually, of Ooga Booga out towards long. 2v5. Things are looking unlikely. Yes, they have utility, but they don't have much utility to work with or shots. Suave, one trade back, and Foxy, limited ammo, and Dragon just sprays through that Viper orb, that Poison orb, and picks up the kill. Nebula, they're not dropping players, they're not dropping rounds, they're not dropping the retakes. This might be a quick best of 3 at this rate. And Jesse as well. He hasn't had to get a single kill ever since the 5th round. It doesn't matter when your teammates are playing this well. Dragon, sharpshooting, Suave, he's waking up. Minimize, just doing being the utility man in general, clearing all the angles for his team, doing the heavy lifting in manner of speaking. And Rural's, of course, secondary utility. You have your smokes and your cosmic divide. Ooga Booga onto another eco economy, reset again, half armor, Stone Ages. Cloxy this time won't be joining his teammates. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the A sites. Oh, in that distance as well. Jesse will get flushed out the corner. And the Blastbacks will get one kill confirmed. And the Wolf as well. Jesse and Minimize the tag team. The combinations. Jesse nets himself 3. Ooga Booga. They only managed to take down Dragon. But still a 2v4. 0.5 odds to win this round. Oh, and the Sky Heal as well from Minimize to bring Jesse back to 100. This is a tall task. Noz, a very experienced player, and Cloxy as well, showing off his insane aim with the Blade Storms. But to land maybe 2 headshots, probably 3 ideally, until El Noz, who's no slouch in his own right, to be able to at least win the situation, win the round for his team. Nebula, look at how they're playing. They're playing in the connector rotation angles. No one's on site. They know the man advantage time and time again. Play the buddy system. Watch each other's flanks and just go into the site, get the trades. Easy peasy. So at this point, I was going to say Cloxy has to go huge, and he already does. I think there was no smoke there, but Cloxy already takes down 1. Noz with the Sheriff. He's hiding under hell. Minimize will get revealed, and Noz a stun as well. Astra OP at this rate. All down to Cloxy. He has the blades and the defuse. It's been faked. And now he flies in the air. All 3 players watching that high up angle get shot out like a clay pigeon. 8-2 now. Quadrupling the round score of Ooga Booga. Nebula, they found their groove for sure. Now, I don't want to be speaking for anyone, but if I had a color commentator next to me, I'll probably say right now Nebula, they're playing super defensive and all the strats are working, mainly because Rosy saves utility for his team on the retake to confirm those hard angles. A single gravity well or a single concussion, it just makes or breaks a single round. It's such a huge impact utility. But Nebula, them being so patient, perhaps a much more aggressive team would prove to be a struggle. But then again, I'm just theorizing here. A much more aggressive team as in a team who's not afraid to push utility and get these early frags. Well, Dragon, he's a Viper, but he's not afraid to push at all. Already at that distance, lands clean headshots onto Noz. Ooga Booga, what was it, like the 4th round in a row now? They're always down a player early on the back foot to start off. The spike will get planted. And Nebula, same game plan. Just be patient. You have the Cosmic Divide, you have the Seekers, and you have a hell of a lot of flashes to play with. It should be easy. But finally, aggression come out and they get shut down instantaneously. Jesse picks up both. Cloxy does get 1 trade back. And Nerox to follow up. They are down 1 player now. But Dragon, oh god, he was blinded by his teammate. Doesn't even matter. Dragon just pushes right out. And that is literally what you see before you die. A blonde-headed Viper. Nebula. Can't fault them right now. You honestly can't fault them. They're just getting everything. Jesse, 15 kills. Dragon, double digits as well. 12 to join him up there in the club. And Minimize pulls at the operator, drops a Vandal in his wake. 3 ultimates on the side of Nebula. Dragon. Viper's Pit again. Jesse. The Showstopper again. Cycling their ultimates, as Crash would say. They love it so much. Ooga Booga. They will be able to buy into this final round. They have utility to work with. Myth, 1 off of the Hunter's Fury. But you're down by 7 rounds. You need everything they can get. And Minimize, he used to be a Jet main, I'll tell you. So he's no stranger to using the operator. Watching the long angle, but this time no one from Ooga Booga. There's the peak. They've tried A, they've been shut down. They've tried C, they've been shut down. They try B, they get shut down. Dragon's already there on the defense. Myth goes down. There will be no server utility to back them up. But Gamma, he's worked his way on sites. And Jesse spots him out as well. The fast-moving Gamma's panicking. He's getting gone. He's going to get aggressive with 2 angles at once. And Jesse, the showstopper, extreme prejudice, just to confirm the kill. All down to Noz. Will get the kill on to minimize. But 1v3. Yes, you have the neural theft, but what good will it do you? Because of Spike, it's down towards mid. Cosmic Divide as well to cut off such a far up angle. Noz has to go super aggressive. I'm not even too sure if he can shoot the camera through that. He probably can. We'll find out right now, as that's probably what's in his mind. But this distance going right through. Oh, be next door neighbors, and Jesse was the one to be more aware. Gets the flick. They both have the same idea. Oh dear, dear. 10-2 to end the first half. 3 more, Nebula, they will win. And now, more than anything, Ooga Booga, they have to get the pistol round. You can't even call it. You can't really call it a lifeline because you're down by 8 rounds. Nebula, look at how many defuses. A few days ago, I watched the NA game between Sonics and whoever the hell it was. I forgot, right? Sully, he was saying, what, like, oh, 7 defuses in the first half? There has to be some sort of an NA official record. Let's count it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 defuses in the first half from Nebula. They ain't here to mess around. Something is working with their setups. Something is working with their strats.
Let's make them dance.
Nebula now on the attack. I cannot wait to see what kind of Astro shenanigans they'll pull off with their utility. Clock seat, first play on the engagement. Expecting the player to be up caught in the gravity well, won't have to fall back. That's confirmed 1 though. And by Myth, he's starting to feel a little bit anxious. That Viper Wall cuts off so much of the B side, including the A-link angle. Myth narrowly manages to duck out of the gravity well. Nebula's everywhere. Noz by himself on the C site. And Nebula, by God, are they being so patient right now. Betting out utility. And just biding time. Letting Ooga Booga doubt themselves. Second guess before and they, you know, try to aggress to a certain site. And finally, this push will come out towards a Nerox. Got to go huge here. Single right click. We'll execute, minimize from behind. Dragon spots him out. They're trying to get the kills. How about Gamma? He's holding on. Nerox holding on. Gamma hit support from Cloxy. Cloxy, oh, well, he gets taken out instantaneously. Quick flick from Gamma will make the numbers go in the favor of Ooga Booga. But never count them out. But Swab gets a quick 2. Gamma finally brings it to 1v1. Swab versus Gamma. Who does it come down to? Sova versus the Rays.
30 seconds left.
Gamma, bear in mind, he only has a classic, and Swab no head armor either. Gamma spots him out with the dink, and Swab 22 HP, but damage has been done. Oh, and Swab clutches out. He played the patient game, held the angle, 1 shot to the head. That's all it took. Nebula, they ain't dropping anything. 11-2 now. 11-2, 9-round lead. This is when they can afford to have fun. This is when they can afford to do something crazy. Not that they really have to, but regardless, goodness gracious me. Ooga Booga, the question now is, do you eco and let Nebula get the match point? Or do you try force to have a chance at bringing it back? A very slim chance, but chance nonetheless. Or just let this map 1 be over and done with, go to map 2. I think it's going to be the third option, really. Ooga Booga, they have some upgraded pistols, but Nebula, look at how well they're working together as a team. I understand that I may be sounding sort of biased right now, but God, I've seen this team since the very start of you know, the OC competitive leagues, and the improvement, the player changes as well. They lost Punda. Heavy firepower for them, but things are still working out. Now Myth, here's a classic with Dragon holding the other angle. Already poised and waiting. Cloxy spots out a few players who hears something. And oh, Dragon the bait as well. Fired a single bullet and Myth goes for a swing. Gets tagged down so heavily. Dragon with the Viper Wall as well. The mind games. Where is Dragon? Has rotated out. But oh, did actually Nerox see his head? I don't think so. Nebula, regardless, they're going to be working over towards the A side. Dragon has his utility over towards mid and C. And this will allow Nebula to just freely get onto the A side, minimize, single kill into Cloxy, no defenders left, Spike gets planted, and this is huge. Dragon already on the flank, being a patient game. Noz, watch the angle briefly, but he has no idea. Dragon just using the audio cues to make the play work out in his favor. Nebula, 4 players on the side essentially to hold it down post-spawn, and the Astro utility just to buy time as well. Look at this. They kind of push it. Oh, and a flash from Minimize as well. Minimize going for a farm at this point. He gets one onto Myth. It's going for a second again. Flashes himself this time. It does not matter because Dragon from behind will pick up Noz. Dragon gets yet another. All down to Nerox by himself. Has the Sheriff. And eats that shock dart to the face. 44. Jesse with the wallbang to finish off. Flawless round from Nebula. And this is already match point.
Match point.
Full buys out from Ooga Booga, and by God, do they need it. Nebula, when you have a 10-round buffer, you can afford to obviously play the bonus. You have money, plenty of money to work with. Gamma, the only player on the side of Ooga Booga to even have an ultimates, the showstopper, will have to go absolutely humongous for his team. But Nebula, when you are playing the bonus with SMGs all the way, do you go for a really fast, heavy push? Or do you just try and play things slowly? And it does seem... Oh, they will be going for the B-Tech, I think, and will be fast. Poison Orb comes out, and that's just so much utility. It does so much damage, and Jesse just ints right in, gets the spikes planted, get in, get out. Even uses the blast back tech to make him to speed himself up. A flank to come out from one. It will be Gumma. Now bear in mind, he has the ultimates. Takes one down to Suave, and they know now. Ooga Booga, they're on the flank. Little do they know Dragon's actually AFK. Oh my god, not like this. 3v5. Gumma still biding time, getting a kill ideally, but Jesse with the SMG spray down confirms the headshot. Down to the last 2 players. Jesse, no utility left. It will be Rolls to have to use his utility to try and buy time. Dragon, the hero, finally comes up to his team, needs him the most. Rolls to get the kill. Myth on the trade back. Point blank. Jesse picking up another with the Spectre. The defuse can't really come through. The Poison Orb does so much damage. Foxy converts the kill, but time is up. GG. They managed to get all the kills, but Nebula, they take map 1. 13-2.
Attackers win.
My God. Okay, I'll have to drink some water after that. My God. Nebula, what is this form? Now, I may be jumping the gun and saying they are the pioneers in OC to play this setup and have it work out so well. No one knows how to counter it just yet. My brain's not big enough to think of a proper strategy, and the only 2 teams I can think of in the private time running drills and rehearsing will be Order and Wildcard. But now Nebula, the first team obviously to have this on stream. Oh, dearie me. Very impressive. Jesse playing the Raze, just getting the kills for his team. It doesn't matter. He used to be on Sova even, and they've changed the roles up exactly what Order did, and things worked out fantastically. Dragon getting off of his signature jet, goes up the Viper, utility stack. 11 assists for crying out loud. Look at that. Just this Viper is so powerful right now. That utility, you touch it, you get instantly debuffed by 50. Easy kills. Rural's utility man, as always, the smoker. He's gone off Omen onto Astra. And look at the combinations they can do with any player, literally. A debuff, a gravity well, a concussion, a flash from Minimize. This is a utility heavy team, and by God, they are pulling off the biggest plays, the best combinations I've seen in quite a while. I'm very excited to see map 2. Guys, we're going for a short 6-minute breather. Let the teams cool down a bit before we go back for map 2, which will be Bind. Stick around. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we back. First off, that's all you guys get for spamming my chat. Okay, look, the point is, map 1, Nebula, 13-2 versus Ooga Booga. And now they kill. Whatever he hits, he kills. Because that's what Nebula just did, pretty much. It's Ivan Drago versus Apollo Creed. Map 1. Thankfully now it will be map 2, and it's Bind. The teams, they are ready. Starting off, you have Nebula on the attack with Ooga Booga on the defense. Let's see how this goes. Now let's hit it. Well, Bind, of course, the map with the TPs, and honestly, I'm pretty interested to see what kind of a lineup Nebula really plays with this. Dragon, of course, the Viper, we can expect to see that. There is no team that shouldn't be playing the Viper right now. She's so powerful, the utility makes so much of a difference. So, minimize, of course, back onto Sky, and Rurals getting off of Astra onto Brimstone. So perhaps a different agent for different maps. Suave sticking onto the Sova. Jesse, signature Raze. Probably Raze a more useful utility on her as a duelist compared to, say, Jet. Meanwhile, Ooga Booga, a much more standard composition. But hey, it's a standard composition for a reason. It does work out, all things considered. The teams, they've locked in all the agents. We're going to load in. I'm just going to change the team banners, the overlays real quick. Ooga. And Neb. And Nebula, of course, don't forget, they're up by 1 as they won map 1. There we go. Let's get it. Right, as always, guys, it will be me, DigitalQF, doing the casting and the observing at the same time. I'll give it my best. Don't blame me if I miss a few shots, because once again, I'm not your premier observer. Crash OBS, he's the guy you want to look out for. Nebula, this time starting off on the attack on Bind. Sides are switched. Let's see how well they fare. Dragon, Ori, the Viper will over towards the A site, and there's 4 players of Ooga Booga on the A site, leaving Nuz by himself on B. Starting to feel a little bit anxious, I imagine. As Nebula, they slowly but surely work into Hookah. Owl drone from long as well. Nuz, does he hear the utility? He will hear the owl drone towards B, and perhaps calling for early rotation. Ooga Booga, you have 3 players towards Barts, and no one is pushing just yet. They haven't even taken the damn orb at this rate. You have an Omen smoke, and still expecting Nebula to go for a huge play. And there you go, minimize. He's already walked his way to the side. Dragon, this kid's just too damn sharp. He gets tagged down a little bit. They have a Sky heal available. Doesn't matter. He gets a clean headshot either way. B side has been taken. The spike gets planted. Nebula, 5 players standing. Minimize, you have a heal. Use it for Dragon, because goddamn does he need it. The last 4 players. Look, they can't even push onto the side just yet, because the poison orb is there. As long as you have full charge, look how much time it buys. That was probably about 8 seconds of the spike already done. And Ooga Booga, they're trying to recycle on the side. So much utility everywhere, and they're getting confused. The Viper wall, the Viper smoke orb again. It's causing so much issues for the team of Ooga Booga. They're getting tagged, they're getting damaged, and rolls down with the peak. It really comes down to Ooga Booga to pick up some kills at this point. It's not happening. They keep falling one at a time. This will be a flawless pistol round coming to the map 2, and indeed it is. Nebula, after a running start. Well, holy, what can you really say about that? It's just a flawless on the pistol round. Wow. Rolls, he planted the spike, I believe, got 2 kills. As a result, that's 3 out of 7 charges for the orbital strike already. On Bind, the question is, for Nebula, you have impactful ultimates, obviously. Your Viper Spit, Showstopper, Hunter's Fury, Seekers, somewhat as well. But Rural's Orbital Strike, arguably the most impactful ultimate they have on the side right now. Obviously, letting him farm up the points first. Ooga Booga, same story. The double stack towards Showers. Gamma with the nades. And will allow him to pick up the ulti orb but escape with his life. And shots are being fired back and forth coming out from Nebula. Unfortunately, the ulti orb has been taken. Out comes the Tasmanian Tiger to scout information. All spots out and Omen very, very close. And a single right click actually does manage to destroy it, so that's good to know. Now, Ooga Booga, they only have pistols, yes. Upgraded, some. But Nebula still taking this so slowly. They're getting intel around the map. I don't think they've even managed to get the ult orb outside B as well. And once again, he's biding their time, waiting for a push potentially to come out from Ooga Booga, which indeed does come. Gamma by himself, a classic though. He's going to have to go huge with it, land the sharp headshots ASAP. Royals running away, minimize how aware can you be. They all run away, and the timing doesn't favor Gamma. One by one, the players, they're going to rotate over through the TP. Royals can't quite land the headshot. Nero's looking to kill and minimize. A single tap, one shot, takes out one. But now he's getting pushed. Gamma and Cloxy, they have a sheriff to work with. Minimize, he can just run for his life because the spike has been planted for crying out loud. And Noz, he will fall. Nebula, the brunt of their attack force, is currently already on the B side to hold down post plants. Dragon, a little bit panicked, will go through for the TP and rejoins his teammate Minimize. A heal to come out potentially. Well, Minimize just holding onto the damn thing because why even waste utility? Save every sense they have right now. So I'm obviously able to hold down the angle. Jesse for one, Swap for another. And Nebula, losing only one player, they win the SMG buy round handily. Now, third round, of course. Ooga Booga, they will be able to full buy. Armor, rifles.
Right here.
Nebula,
Right here.
they can't play the bonus. They're feeling themselves. They're in the groove. Build up economy while saving your guns.
Right
and
here.
maybe even have a decent chance of winning the round. Why not? Royals once again charging up the orbital strike a little bit more. 3 more points and he will have it. Now this time. Hate to sound like a broken record, but same story again. Gamma, paint shells, ult orb, yada yada yada. You get the idea. Nebula, nowhere near the A site. Dragon, the Viper wall. Essentially, when it comes out, it will lock Floxy inside Hookah. I mean, you for the time being. Myth holding backside. Here's the doggy. Hey, and it misses him actually.
Standing ahead.
The darts to come out. It won't scan anyone really. Can't quite even get the flick onto Jesse, who's just aping onto the side. Picks up a Vandal for himself. You have Noz in the corner. Finally, the Cypher Trap. It doesn't get destroyed as a result. Minimize gets taken out. Burrows, I think, with the plants, is edging ever so closer to the orbital strike. 4-on-4 post plant. This is the best round that Ooga Booga they've had yet. The rifles should definitely work on their advantage, and the camera dart as well. Perfect placement from Noz. Catches out Jesse when he least expected it. The buddy system. Swab gets one, and then has to go for a reload. Pulls his knife out, I believe. Noz on the trade. And the lineup, Dragon and Burrows getting sprayed down. Defuse already through. The Dragon. Wow, actually, that snake bite didn't quite kill Cloxy. But look, Ooga Booga, you won that round, but everyone died. That's a huge blow to your economy. No one will be able to afford a rifle coming to this round. It's not the smart choice to make. You can't even go half armor rifle. I'm pretty sure he cannot. So he's going to have to go half armor sheriffs and try and win this round. Meanwhile, Nebula, for a bonus, they lost a round, but goodness gracious me, this is probably the best thing. This is the next best thing. 2 points after the ultimates for 4 of the players. Top 4 on the scoreboard, and rifles for everyone. Money for so many of the players as well. Great start. Finally, a shift in the narrative. Cloxy by himself in the showers angle. Minimize, he will be the first player to peek his ugly head. Out comes the Tasmanian Tiger, and the dive as well. I think he actually leaps around corners pretty nicely. Dragon takes one down to Gamma. Nerox with the paranoia, and the 2 players of Nebula do get blinded. Minimize gets one. The trade back by Cloxy. The players of Ooga Booga, they're falling one at a time. So you still have 2 more on the B sites, but Nebula, they're getting the frags, and now A has been opened up. The spike gonna have to get picked up by Suave. Ooga Booga trying to pick up the remains of what they can and try to do some damage. They are split up, so no trade's gonna be possible. And Dragon, oh look, last time he went this angle, he got a freaking ace. Location gets revealed, and that poison or myth showing it so much respect. Noz better than to push it. Noz is gone. That's a myth now by himself. The man, the myth, the legend. Sitting in the smoke, out he comes, and Dragon, lying in wait, goes for the attack. Nebula, more or less a flawless round, only minimized dying. But look, it took 2 players and a paranoia with a peek to kill 1 player of Nebula. Granted, it is the eco round. They had sheriffs and half armor, so you can't really put it against them. But Nebula, the economy booming. The richest player rolls 7.3k. Orbital strike available. Jesse, 1 off of the showstopper. Minimize, 1 off of the seeker. Suave, 2 from Hunter's Fury. Dragon as well. He gets on site, puts down the Viper's Pit. Easy peasy. Now at Cloxy, Blade Storms, he will be opting to use it this round, and Gamma with the showstopper could potentially shoot it into a Viper's Pit should it come to it. Minimize first player on engagement. Won't be able to steal the orb. Seekers are available, and the paint shelter forces them back. Gamma pushes aggressively, manages to get one onto Whirls. That's the orbital strike out of the equation. And Minimize always getting caught with his pants down, pulls out the gun in the worst of times, but it doesn't matter. He gets a coup, kills Gamma and Nerox, full prey to him. Myth. Oh, trying to lock down the A site now with teammate from Cloxy, but Cloxy so low, 1 shot essentially from death, and Minimize here with the peak now. 1 seeker left, Cloxy missing the blades. Minimize can't heal himself, and off angle is more or less from Jesse, and Cloxy, oh, shoots out every single blade. He's gonna have to resort to using the sheriff now. Nas still sitting on the B site, and the heals come out from Minimize. Finally brings his teammates back to full health. Honestly, Nebula, I think they could go either site. Obviously, B is preferable because Noz is by himself, but Noz, knowing the caliber of player he is, he will be playing very defensively and waiting for a rotation to come through before they try to aggress 3-on-3 for the retake. Oh my god, my throat's dying. It's too dry.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, Viper's Pit from Dragon and the Bird as well. It will allow the players of Nebula to get on the side and plant for free. However, Myth, the man of the rifle, going to keep spraying through the smoke, clocks in the bush, point blank, executes Minimize, and Myth as well, aggressing at the same time. Finally, Ooga Booga, they take 1 back and deal a slight blow to the economy of Nebula. But they have to win more than 1 round consecutively to bring things back. The only downside is really, Nebula, they invested 2 ultimates into that round, and Viper's Pit, Seekers, you got to recharge. Losing Rurals early on that round, I think, was the real difference maker because he was the smoker for the team of Nebula. As a result, Nebula had to resort to, Dragon using the Viper's Pit to just push onto sites. Obviously, they probably could have won using pure aim duels. They had the man advantage after all, but that's just theory. Oh, they really love the double stacking showers. Alt orb control, Minimize with the Bird. Could be using for fake even. Oh, and double showstoppers, each across the map, and Gummas doesn't quite really amount to too much, and neither does Jesse. In fact, Jesse was the one who died, inting out of Hookah, I believe. Gumma pushes aggressively, gets 1, and now Minimize in a rough position. The Bird, Gumma does get blinded, and Minimize picks up such an easy frag. However, Nos was there for the trade back, finally getting off the B side onto A. Dragon and Suave, the last 2 players standing. Dragon walking his way into the A side. The spike in vision of Ooga Booga. Now, I like how Nos is playing this. He might be aware that players already could push onto the A sites, because no one was watching A main for quite the longest time. Viper wall goes up, and oh, did Myth spot him out? He didn't. Dragon has free reign, but finally, from behind the enemy, from behind his back, Myth saves his teammate Nos from perhaps certain death. Suave, 1v4.
30 seconds
Has to check
left.
so many corners. Nerox's timing might not work in his favor. Indeed, it will work in his favor. Spots the gun barrel of Suave. Suave 180s. Almost could have gone nasty there. But Ooga Booga to tie it up 3-on-3. Well, Nebula, they, off of quite a nice streak and turn of events initially, they will be able to have money to perhaps buy one last time into this round. But Ooga Booga, they're starting to come back now. Money in their wallets and ultimates on Myth and Nos. This could be potentially make or break for Nebula. You lose this round, he'll be forced into eco, and Ooga Booga, they'll have a slight advantage. And look at that Bird, oh my god, just flying so high over the site. And even blinds Nerox, who was on a pretty crazy off angle. Myth, for sure, heard the outro. And what was that tag as well? Goes for the Hunter's Fury, maybe able to pick up 2 kills. Oh, 2 for 1! Minimizing Jesse already done. Myth as well now. The Orbital Strike manages to escape with his life. Barely. 10 HP. Nebula, you've invested in ultimate. 2 players are gone. No heals on your side. After a really rough start this round. Oh, Suave, what a tap. We missed it. But Cloxy. And Dragon takes down Noz. Nebula from nothing. Dry. They bring things back and tie it all up. 3 on 3. Drag inside the smoke as well. The orb picks up Nerox. The debuff. It made his job easier. Not that he really needed it. The man advantage now going away of Nebula. Gamma respecting the poison orb now. Not daring to push in. Should Dragon be playing close range again? Snake bites and will buy time just briefly, and utility gets expunged. Gamma, first play on the engagement, gets damaged as well by the poison orb. Myth, 1 HP for grounded allowed. He's got the heal. He's not on 10 regardless. 3 kills from him. He's got to ace it out to win this round, and it won't come to fruition as Rose lying in wait gets the kill. Well, I said earlier it was make a break for Nebula, and indeed they made it. They win the round, 2 players standing. Economy back on the tracks. Things are relatively even economy-wise. 1 ultimate aside. Suave, however, with the more impactful ultimates. Ooga Booga. Finally, Cloxy, the $5,000 50 cal operator invested. He has to go huge with it. Make the early man difference go the way for Ooga Booga. Going to pick showers and minimize. Have to use utility early on. The bird. Oh, will blind Cloxy. As a result, he gets forced out of the angle. Thankfully, Cloxy then shoots, or else the gig will whip up. Tasmanian Tiger comes out, and that's when the shot comes out. Minimizes more than aware now. There is an operator on Jet inside showers. If Cloxy gets the wall bang off of intuition, I'll be very surprised. And I like it. It's funny how they hit gun barrel as well for that Phantom. It's edged downwards. What kind of bullets is that going to shoot? Oh, there we go. There's the damage I'm talking about. Minimize. Does he peak at this point? He's holding steady. Gamma fired a few shots and Minimize. Just playing the waiting game. Cloxy also on the flip side. Same idea. Just being so patient. Minimize now. Perhaps the IGL for the team just making the calls and everyone just waiting so patiently. Nerox on the off angle, up high. Finally, Fireball goes up. Nerox on off angle. Suave spots him out. The jig is up, and Nerox touches the wall as well, getting the K down to 6. Cloxy finally patience pays off. Gets the kill on some minimize the launch showers. Now, Nebula, they're still eager to push on the site. I take it back. Mass Exodus over to B. You have Nas playing inside Octagon, and of course, you have a server back site. The camera dart comes out. Myth with the recon arrow. Time is up. And Nebula, they're starting to get pinched in from both angles at once. Myth for 2 headshots in a row. It's all down to Jesse by himself. 1v5. Have to go for a save at this point. No sense of dying to nothing. Done busted. Finally, things are tied up. Ooga Booga. 4 on 4. The economy, they strike back. They're back on the rails, like I said for Nebula early on. Not a single player for Ooga Booga to break double digits just yet. Dragon, 11 already. We're only 8 rounds in for crying out loud. Damn. Cloxy still holding on to the operator, and the patience definitely did pay off. Imagine if Minimize had the flashes to support his team on the side take earlier. May have been a very different round. Cloxy now changing things up, playing the operator out towards the B long angle, and the Owl drone will spot him out so high up. Cloxy didn't even see it coming. Suave, that's alright, he can back off. Meanwhile, Nebula starting to aggress onto the sides, leaping on Jesse. First player on engagement, leaps out. Myth was already lying away. It's a triple pinch. Minimize on the trade back, but is it too little too late? Because the players of Nebula falling one at a time. Things are looking rough. 1v3 now, Suave. You have a sheriff. It's not doable. I mean, it's not impossible. But it's very hard. Nerox holding long angle. Suave, you have sharp aim. Like the sheriff at that range. Yeah, bit rough, eh? Ooga Booga, they take a 1-round lead now. Nebula, slightly on the back foot. They will have money to buy back into this round. Meanwhile, Ooga Booga starting to find their groove, starting to adapt, perhaps, to how Nebula plays. They understand that Nebula plays super defensively, so as long as they also play very slow and tactical on the defense, they may just actually edge out on top. Same story, minimize with the bird, Cloxy with the dodge, and then minimize the wolf to come out. Cloxy, yet another shot. Deja vu, really, this time. Minimize, he knows better. He won't be going for the push. It's too risky. He doesn't want to get dinked through the wall again. Ooh, but Gamma. The aggression. Minimize. Spots him out. And forces Gamma back. Ultimate does go in his favor, though. On the flip side, Nebula, they're starting to get a little bit of control over to B sites. Jesse, I don't think he managed to fully clear Hookah just yet. We'll use the paint chance to clear one angle. The Husky to come out from Myth and tags out one player. Rolls, goes to the mad TP. Myth may actually get another tackle with Jesse. Narrowly avoids it by the skin of his teeth. Cloxy slightly late on the angle as well. Couldn't quite catch the exit from the TP. Now, Noz still sitting on the B side in the tube now. I don't think his camera is alive anymore. As you can see, it's recharging. Seekers are out. Noz's position will get revealed. Myth as well going to play for the King's Hail Mary. And Jesse, of course, already aggressing onto the site. Inside the cage, Noz will come out on top. And yet another, but the Minimize, he already flanked the back of the site. The Seekers helping him out. Swab onto Myth. Nebula, they have the man advantage. They have the site and the spike about to go down. Inside the Viper's Pit as well. Nerox pushes right through it, and Minimize gets called his pants down. Finally a tag back, but Dragon out of the Viper's Pit. Smoke Integrity at an all-time low. 10 seconds left of the round. They have to plant right now. Gummick is going to rolls, and Spike can't get planted just yet. Nebula, what is happening? Wasted, used so many ultimates this round, and couldn't quite even get the Spike down. And Crossline come out. Suave, yeah, no chance in hell. Trying to go for the kills. He was already so close onto the site. Cloxy cleans up. Ooga Booga. That is exactly what Minimize would have done. I mean, that's exactly what Nebula would have done, really. Just, you know, both players holding a crossfire and being patient. No sense in trying to peek and get the kill. You already have the time advantage. You have the man advantage. Just play slow. See what happens. And the footsteps indeed gave away the last player of Nebula. Same story, same angle. Nebula working over towards the B sites. And we'll check the scoreboard real quick. We are going to see Nebula on an eco, half buys, and pistols. They need to save a little bit of money to go into the next round with rifles. Meanwhile, Ooga Booga starting to feel more comfortable in their skin. Jesse always ends onto the site. This time backside, not towards the tube. Noz juking around, and comes out on top again. 2-0 in the challenge of Noz versus Jesse. Noz gets in here second. Myth gets mollied off a little bit, and Suave trades onto Noz. And yet another onto Nerox, who actually picked really aggressively over towards Hookah. The kill somehow favoring Nebula. Royals, I should have caught that, but it was a huge spray transfer. Oh my god, Nebula, what is this? They have some superstars on everyone. The teamwork, the synergy, it's fantastic. Dragon, just a young kid, maybe utility. I don't know how old he is. Sometime again. Minimize, brain, the CPU in his head is overheating, making all these insane calls. Suave, Rolls, Jesse, all three players ready to pop off at any given time. Off of an eco, that was such a cheap buy. That is Sting a share of half armor. One player had no armor. They swarmed the site. Got headshots, and now Ooga Booga on the back foot. Make a break for them now. They can't afford to lose this round. Aldron to come out. Cloxy will be being patient in the corner. Noz gets scanned himself. Cloxy has to go huge for his team. And a tag as well. I think Nebula, they are aware. Suave with the jump pick to bait out a shot. Indeed! Cloxy misses, and a dash to escape. Gamma holding the angle down by himself. And that dink, 76. Page has to come out, forces the players of Ooga Booga out. Oh, that did so much damage as well. Gamma now on 25. No heals to bail him out. 4 players. Oh, 3 players actually of Nebula about to aggress through Hookah. Orbital strike, Orbital's Noz out of the angle, and the kills! Nebula rolls, picks up Gamma, even gets shot to Noz. He's doing all the work now for Nebula. You have Nerox in the corner, and Jesse picks up Cloxy. They're going to aggress onto him. Nerox, he misses a few shots, and Jesse, comfortable in his own skin, will fall down to Nerox by himself. 1v4 now, minimized from distance, sharp shooting. Nebula, they brought it back. Even game, 6-6. But the economy, it is favoring Oh, wait. Sorry, it's not favoring anyone, but it's the second half. I got so carried away there. Hydration, ladies and gents, very important. 2 players now in the double digits club for Nebula, Minimize, and Dragon. Here's the pistol round, and this time Nebula on the defense. Perhaps more suiting for their composition. Their retakes are brilliant, and they tend to play slower, so this would favor them in a manner of speaking. Minimize ready to flash up high. Jesse on the peak. Bird goes out. Flash is long, actually. Meanwhile, Jesse with the frenzy doesn't quite manage to destroy Boombot, and the paint shells as well. It will lock Jesse in the corner. Paint shells from himself, and it does damage. Noz trapped in the corner, 26 HP. Jesse goes down, but he does damage for his team. Opens things up just a little bit more, and the inside to the site. Rolls gets one. Myth on the trade back. Dragon slowing the rotation. On down to Suave now, trying to get a few more kills. Holds down the angle, but oh my god, you can never count this guy out, honestly. He's so sharp on pistol rounds, especially like Ghost. Timer is gone. He's going for another flick, but Nerox with the frenzy. Going ape. Will spray him down. Long distance as well, and tags down Dragon a little bit more. Snake bites, denies the push from Elbow just for the time being. But Dragon, so many angles to check. Poison wants to come out. Just to have a little bit of paranoia. Dragon does confirm the kill into Nerox, but he himself at 27 HP manages to work his way onto the side as well. Spraying through the smoke, Noz lying in wait. Dragon, oh Noz, don't touch that poison orb. Manages to edge around it, and Dragon, he's aggressed so far. It will be Noz confirmed the kill. A single shot to the shoulder blades. Dragon's gone. Ooga Booga. It was a tie game, but they managed to pull out the pistol round in the second half.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
But of course, you can never count Nebula out. Finally, armor specters from Ooga Booga, something we haven't seen in quite a while, I'll be honest. And Nebula, 2 shorties, Dragon and Minimize. Of course, Dragon, we saw this earlier versus the game against the Dynasty Esports Club. He's going to be playing through that Viper wall. Now, how good is the research on the team of Ooga Booga? If you watch the game, you will know exactly what Dragon's doing. But regardless, they aggress onto the A sites with a slow play coming out from Nerox. They check the corner. Dragon with the Viper wall up. Oh, homework has been done, but Dragon still lying away that distance. The shorty will reign supreme. Myth gets 2, Suave and Minimize are gone. Man, 1 man disadvantage for Nebula. Things are still very much doable though. Unlike the Smith and Cloxy, the double team going over just to end Dragon. They don't want any guns saved on side of Nebula. Not that they really have to. Gamma pushing out from behind. U-Hole, of course, his teammate on site will take down Dragon first off, and Gamma confirms the kill. It was Myth actually. All the players of Ooga Booga chiming in. Myth for 3, and they take a 2-round lead. Nebula, they couldn't really get much done in the previous round. Granted, they had small pistols versus his full SMGs. And the aggression, brute force from Ooga Booga this round. It will be the 3rd in the second half. Full armor and rifles. Dragon, that's Viper as well. I'm very amazed they can consistently get so many kills on Viper of all characters. And unlike this, coming out from Ooga Booga time and time again, always the double stack over towards showers. They take aggressive control using utility. Oh, but that shock dart makes Gamma eat it on 60 HP now. 1 more would finish the job, really. Aldron to come out, won't spot out 1. As far as they're concerned, it's the Sova that got tagged up and not the Rays. They don't know that there's 2 players inside showers, although perhaps if you listen with a keen ear, you could figure out from the sound of the gunshots.
There.
Ooga Booga looking to aggress over to A, and Dragon, where is the Viper wall? Looking to use it for a retake, I believe. Poison Orb. Nowhere in sight just yet. Paranoia, and as well the Jet Dash onto the side. Cloxy showing respect to the Viper utility, not daring to push through that. And finally, another Cloud Burst, another Snake Bite to trade back. Spike has been planted, 5v5 post plant, and guys, do bear with me as I navigate my way through the chaos. Dragon swats at the barrel of Cloxy, does a little bit of damage, but the 3 players aggressing him down. Dragon for 1, and trade back from Noz. Even numbers so far, and Cloxy getting yet another onto Suave. The players of Nebula are falling, but Jesse on the trade back finally. Jesse, what was that shot? Getting yet another. Cloxy and Noz are gone. And it's all down to Smith by himself now. Has a Phantom, 10 bullets left the magazine, 45 HP. Can't afford to reload at this angle. Finally, 6 bullets. Look at the point blank shot onto Minimize, but from behind, Jesse ends up with the 4K, lying in wait. All he had to do was hold the angle. Myth walks right into him. Nebula, after the first buy round, they lost 4 players. Economy, look, it takes a blow, but they will win the round after all. 1 behind Ooga Booga now. But Ooga Booga, wow, quite a few players surviving, I think, early on. It will allow them to actually buy right back despite losing that round. And all the players, they had SMGs regardless. Wait, that was a bonus round, I take it back. They had SMGs, that's why they can buy this. Finds this round easy peasy. And Nebula not allowing their round win to go to waste. Will go for the force up. 3 rifles, a judge on Minimize, and Rurals with the Guardian. Three-player stack though over towards Hookah early on. Not something you really expected to see. Poison Orb is deployed from Dragon to give his teammates some form of a advantage. Wolf from Minimize. This is quite spotted. Anyone may have seen just the barest outlines of a player. Altor being farmed by Cloxy. And Ooga Booga looking to go for a B split. Or really just a B long push, inting onto site. Nebula, they have the manpower definitely to hold it down, but Minimize, the judge, he's playing inside Hookah. There's no players to push him just yet. Dead silence. I think I heard a recon arrow from Myth. Goes over to the 8th site. Now it baits out a rotation actually, but Dragon picks up a kill onto Gamma. And the call has been made. Jesse is running his way back. The players of Ooga Booga gonna aggress onto the B site now. Jesse. Oh! I think they actually hit Noz dead in the legs. What a shot! He briefly saw Noz jump up on top, and this could be huge from Dragon. Should he push through to the smoke? Well, indeed will. Catches out Myth and falls right back. He lurks into the shadows, and Minimize will get a kill with the judge. After all, Cloxy didn't expect Minimize to be sitting there for so long. Finally, Nerox now by himself. 1v4 and utility from the Shadows DP, but look, it's a lost cause at this point. Give him about 15 seconds left in the round. Give the retreat spike, kill 4 players, and somehow survive. That's not going to happen. Retreats. Live to fight another day. Nebula, things are brought back, 8 on 8. And goodness gracious. The economy starting to build up a little bit now. It's on the railway tracks for Nebula. You have Jesse, look at that, setting at a healthy 3,000. And of course, Dragon, the Viper's Pit online, available to use. Minimize 1 off of the Seekers, Whirls 1 off of the Orbital Strike. Huge difference makers, especially on the defense now. But for Ooga Booga, you do have Nerox, the only player surviving with the rifle. Everyone else looking to use the blade sword or whatever they have. Cloxy goes up high, doesn't manage to land a single shot. Jesse blastbacks out of there, saves his own hide. Teammates there to back him up. The flash to come out, but blinds Jesse. And that's alright, with Minimize and Whirls were there to go for the peak. I like the Viper's Pit from Dragon to basically guarantee no one will be pushing into the Showers angle. Meanwhile, Ooga Booga looking to stack 5 players over towards A main. And the owl drone to come out from Suave will spot them out. And he's making the call right now. Dragon's holding patient inside Showers. Nebula, they understand easily Suave, especially. He's at a man disadvantage. Minimize on whoever the IGL is making the call, telling his team, just wait. We have the numbers. Play the retake. Dragon already on the flank. Managed to get 1, but couldn't quite land the spray transfer. And Nerox will take him out. Ring an arrow, I think it came out earlier. Well, I'm not too sure where it's landed though. Orbital Strike to come out, and there we go. Minimize, and Jesse and Brills, everyone chimes in, picking up kills. All down to Cloxy now by himself. Managed to land a hit shot through his smoke onto Jesse. I think he has 1 blade. Oh no, that's the ultimate icon. Manages to get 2 by the 3 for Cloxy, spraying blindly. Defuse was done halfway. Brills sticking the defuse, indeed will make it. Cloxy finishes off with the 4K, but it's not enough. The round has been lost. Nebula, 1 round lead, 9 to 8.
No charges left.
Wow. Huh. Whirls. He probably had time to get the kill and then go for the defuse. But hey, he was feeling it. That brimstone smoke lasts for 20 seconds. He sat in it and spinning his mouse like a madman. Cloxy not able to get the headshot. 4th time in a row. As a result, dashing in just a tad too late. The spike was already halfway. From then on, easy fast defuse. Nebula, they have the guns, but the economy rather balanced on both sides. Minimizing rolls. In fact, 4 plays of Nebula stacked up to the B site, expecting an aggressive play to come out from Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga taking a page of Nebula's playbook, going really slow now. Just baiting out utility and getting intel before they choose a site to hit. Ideally, they better bait out a rotation. Well, not really a rotation even, because all the players are on the B sites. But Ooga Booga, everyone, they're rotating over back to A, in which Suave, he'll be by himself, watching the defender spawn, should a player of Ooga Booga push that deep. Finally, he makes the call. Utility has been used. Recon arrow, Omen smoke, and teammates of Nebula coming in tow.
Spike planted.
5-on-5 post plant, and I'm about to have an aneurysm. Seekers are gone from Minimize, and as a result, Nebula, they're working out, and they're working off the side as a team. The flash, 2 seconds long. Minimize, going for the spray down onto the Gamma, and yet another! Doesn't matter, Jesse was going to back him up. Hunter's Fury to come out from mid. Can he get a kill with it? Not even the tag at this rate. The defuse hasn't been tapped. It's down to the last 2 players of Ooga Booga. Nas has to go huge for his team. Suave will get the drop on him. All down the myth by himself, and Minimize heard the footsteps, and defuse comes through regardless. Minimize chases him up. Not a single kill to come out from myth. The pinch! And Ooga Booga, oh dearie me, Nebula, they found that strategy in the second half. The slower composition, the more single duel composition, of course, working out better on the defense. The retakes, so clean with the utility. No Astra needed. 2-round lead now, but this is when the game starts getting really dangerous. Ooga Booga. Oh. They probably can buy into this. Cloxy can drop the gun for a teammate, and well, in fact, everyone buys. I was gonna say Cloxy picks up 1 orb. He will have the blade storms again. Gamma has the showstopper, but Ooga Booga, they need this round. Thankfully, Cloxy opens up onto rolls. That's the defensive smokes out of the equation. But Nebula, they still have a whole load of utility to play with. Viper wall comes up. Suave makes a call that he got tagged, and Dragon evens things up. All the smokers now gone for the team. Now Dragon, he could consider Viper a smoker. In fact, I probably would call her a smoker. Ooh, showstopper now out from Gamma, going really aggressive, inting onto the sites, but there's no one in sight to be seen. One in heaven, and won't even catch Suave because he made it out of the U-Haul. From behind though, Cloxy finally pushes A main, takes him down, Minimize the trade back onto myth. 3-on-3 though, still, it's a slugfest. This is Wall Street, trades are plenty. Thankfully, Nas has managed to work his way onto the B side, already towards the defender spawn, but Dragon, I do think he's aware to an extent. A nerd lineup to come through. I take it back, that's an awful lineup, it doesn't do anything. Dragon. Oh my god, Cloxy was lying in wait, but now Nas also in wait, will get the hit shot onto Dragon. The all have to come out finally. 2-on-2, Nebula and last 2 players, they will get revealed to be on site. Gamma on the flank, Minimize to Jesse playing the buddy system. We'll spot out Nas at the very least. Gamma lying in wait, trying to spray down Jesse, but can't get the job done. Now they have confirmed the one player is towards the octagon angle. Gamma, raise on raise difference now. Jesse repositions, Gamma gets the kill either way. Minimize versus Gamma, 1-on-1. The time is running out. Gamma, if you go for the aggressive peak, Minimize manages to win out, but there's no time left. Wait. Oh wait, no, he's plenty of time to defuse. Wait, no, here's no time at all. Minimize, great job. Oh, okay, take it back. 0.81 seconds, Minimize, wow, delivering the 11th round for Nebula off of a 3K. He came dangerously close. I doubted him, but guys, never doubt this man. This guy, he's been doing the hard, heavy lifting for Nebula. Being the support backbone, being Sky, using, you know, your Tasmanian Tigers, using the guiding lights, using the Seekers, using the heals. He does everything for the team. He's like the big daddy of Nebula. Ooga Booga. Okay, now this is perhaps on the last legs now. One more from match point going the way of Nebula. The economy for Ooga Booga is so rough, and they're going to opt for the force up. Dragon. Oh, perfect timing as well. The Outer doesn't even manage to spot him out. Not much going the way of Ooga Booga at this rate. Gamma and Myth perhaps looking to aggress onto the sites, but Dragon lying away using utility. Snakebite again denies entrance, but no respect from Gamma. Walks right through. Dragon didn't see it coming, gets taken out. The man advantage going the way of Ooga Booga. Spike will go down. And slowly but surely, the players of Nebula, they're rotating over. Just being wary of any potential flanks. And the retake, very much possible. Ultimates are plenty. Suave, where do you choose to aim it? That's the question. Won't catch anyone and minimize as well. Same story with the utility. Going point blank. However, he himself, Gamma, was playing close. Burrows with the trade back, and Suave will go down. Rolls is gone as well. All down to Jesse. 1v4. Nerox to clean up. Ooga Booga, they hang on. 9-11. Oh my god, map 2. I wasn't expecting to go this close, and I can tell you for sure right now. Centimeters and Alex, they are sweating balls right now in the chat. One from the UK, one from OC, I believe. Map 1 went very successfully in their favor. But map 2, a much more closer and intimate affair. Ooga Booga and Nebula taking this game the distance. Nebula. Now, this is their make-or-break round. This is so close. A Bucky on Dragon. Half armor and rifles for most of the players. Seekers, orbital strikers available. Ooga Booga though, less ultimates, but they have more economy and guns. They're in it for the long con.
Toxin screen down.
Ooga Booga, extreme patience again, expecting Nebula maybe to go aggressive. Off of, you know, a Hail Mary play, half armor, upgraded pistols. Go get something done. But Gamma, with holding the spike, just aggresses onto the sides. Will force Dragon out of the angle, perhaps. Oh, takes all the damage, 8 HP. And still manages to land the kill into Nods, who was lured into a false sense of confidence, expecting no place to be so close. And that blast pack from almost taking down Dragon. Seekers are deployed, and he's going for a heal from Minimize. Indeed, he can feel his health regaining. And the dink as well, Gamma! Oh my god, half HP! Dragon almost a clean. It was Minimize to finish the job. Almost strike coming out from Rolls. And now the players of Nebula going for the retake. This could be match point going their way. There's only 2 players left. There's only 1 player left. Mid by himself, going for a double spray down. Minimize from behind. 3 kills! And the defense coming through. Match point, Nebula. Oh yeah! Nail in the coffin. Ooga Booga, they will have money to play with this round, with the exception of Gamma. Now, Cloxy, Blade Storms are available, probably eager to pass the rifle over to Gamma. But dearie me. 4 players currently for Ooga Booga, double digits. Myth, almost 20 bombing. But Gamma, not yet on 10, on 9. He's been plateauing on 9 for some time now. Nebula, Dragon, 21. Minimize, 20. All the players, double digits. Jesse, on the judge of all guns coming to this round. His teammates did definitely have the money to buy him, I believe. Oh, Viper's about to come out now. Dragon, depending on how big brain the players are, he does get spotted out. He's going to run for his life, hiding in the corner, and no one goes for the wallbang, much to my dismay. On the flip side of the map though, Cloxy, first player on engagement, gets taken down instantly by Whirls, and Nebula the falling back. Viper Wall comes up, no stage resurrection to bring him back. Whirls repositions, Nods, you have to check every single corner. Well, I say check every single corner, then Whirls goes for the big boy jump. And then where he is now, Whirls makes the call as well. The fantastic teamwork! The guy he liked to come through, flashes Nods, he turns around regardless, and Whirls drops down, gets the kill. Ooga Booga down 2 players, Nebula on a healthy, steady 5. Gamma will finally find the Vandal into his hands. But, oh, look. He's already down 2 players. Finally, Jesse, the showstopper as well, is holding the angle with the fear tactics. Sees the paranoia. Nerox CP's onto sight. It was a fake TV. Somehow he's not damaged. Alright, Myth was the one to take most of the damage. Gamma gets 1 kill, and he himself will have the showstopper. Fires it way over, doesn't get anything out of it. Jesse with the Spectre, spraying around, running gun. Nerox on the trade back, 3 on 3. And, oh, Minimize just holding the angle down, picks up 2 kills off his own Gunman by himself, 10 seconds left. He has to get the plant. I think the round is done and dusted. He finally gets to kill onto Minimize. Will be able to plant the spike. 1v2, however. 46 HP. No heals coming his way. Gets revealed by the recon arrow even. One blast pack to work with. I mean, hate shells. Doesn't matter. Dragon picks up the kill. Wall bang to finish things off. 13-9. Well played, Nebula. They are stepping up their game. It came close.
Defenders win.
You should have been sooner. Box and screen.
Holy, imagine finishing a best of 3 series this quickly. Map 1 so early on. Dragon and Minimize standing at 22 kills apiece. 8 first bloods for Dragon on Viper. What the hell, man? What the hell? You don't see 8 first bloods on Viper, for crying out loud. It's usually on the duelist. Meanwhile, Jesse, the only duelist going the way of Nebula, a single first blood. Dragon, he's not playing the Jet anymore. He's playing a more support agent, but he's still getting damn kills. Regardless, though. First half, Nebula, they struggled initially, but they brought things back to end it all even Stevens. And then the second half on defense, it was all Nebula's game. Once again, the utility combinations, the timing, the synergy, communication from the boys working out fantastically. And guys, you know how I like to do things. I always go for an interview with the winning team's captain. Ideally, I try to get Ooga Booga on, but all players have left. So, yep, I'm going to go call Minimize for a quick interview. Minimize of Ooga Booga. I mean, Minimize of Nebula, actually. Sorry. So let's call him right now, and hopefully he does pick up.
Hello.
Minimize, man. My man, how you doing right now? Tell me, how's the mood right now for the team?
Yeah, we're pretty amped up, aren't we, mate? Pretty
hyped up, especially after map 1, 13-2. I guess you guys were absolutely having the blast of your lives.
Yeah, you know, map 1 we came in, we were pretty sharp, we were feeling ourselves, and it showed. Working out 13-2, pretty deadly.
And now map 2, 13-9, a much more closer game, but somehow just you guys managed, all the players individually stepped up towards the end on the defense half, retakes pretty clean, and mostly the synergy, the teamwork, communications fully on deck. I see you, the support backbone for your team as well, throwing out the flashes. So seriously, who does the IGLing for the team right now?
Yeah, I would be the IGL.
You would be the IGL, and you always... So what's the communications like, though? Do you tell your team to keep it to the basic calls, or just, you know, everyone call out everything as much as they can?
We like to keep it pretty clean, but we are a pretty young team, so... You know, everyone gets pretty amped up, pretty hyped, and they start yelling random comms. So
pretty young,
need to be there.
Right? Pretty young team though. But tell me, then who's the oldest player on the team?
That would be Jesse.
That'd be Jesse at what, 20 something?
Oh, I think it's like. Oh, I don't want to get his age wrong. I think it's like 22 to 24.
Oh, so the average age is actually under 20 for your team. That's remarkable. Well, you know,
we have 2 16-year-olds and then 2 18-year-olds.
Young kid reflexes, I gotta say. And okay, but one MVP for this series at least, who would it be? I think we know who's in mind.
Well, you want to say Dragon?
Probably.
I mean, he's pretty sharp, isn't he? He's really good with the Viper, you know.
But you know, actually, you would think it's Dragon. He got 8 first bloods, especially on map 2 as a Viper of all agents. But I think my MVP personally. But let's hear yours first.
I think I'll probably give it to Jesse this game, to be honest. These 2 games, because he was doing really well on the first map, the race. And in the second map, he was like holding onto control. He was playing really aggressive. He was getting us some rounds that we didn't deserve to win, and you know, just helping us dominate, help keeping the comms clean. You know, as he is the oldest, so he does step in every now and then
and keep the young boys in check. Yeah. Well, Minimize.
I'll probably give it to him.
I'll tell you right now, my MVP, realistically, for the series, I think that it would have to be you. Because, like I said earlier, the support backbone, you did everything for the team. The heals and the flashes, you guys definitely have comms down to a T. And, you know, you saw the deadly combination that works out so fantastically. So many players of the enemy team, Ooga Booga, they were just flashed beyond their means, had to turn against the wall, and it's just an easy kill, especially towards the end of map 2, you know. I think Rolls, he called out that he made sound on the jump outside B long, and then you threw a flash in, and then it guarantees the kill onto Noz, I think it was.
Yeah, I was just trying to flash him out there, but he was caught Noz out in the open, so I managed to get the kill.
Well, man, thank you for coming on to the interview. And seriously, take a break, get some water into you guys, move around, get some blood flowing in the legs because you're gonna need it for the next game. Nebula versus Order. That's gonna be a tall task.
So we'll see.
Well, already in the lobby. Well, guys, you heard the man. We'll see. Don't go away just yet. We'll be going for a how long a break? It's 8:30 already. We'll be going for a 10-minute break. Really, I need to rest my vocal cords. But yeah, minimize any last words for the chat before you guys go into the game versus Order.
Yeah, invest in Neb. It's gonna pay off.
$ Nebcoin. You heard the man. Well, guys, see you soon. Don't go away. Order versus Nebula coming in hot. Well, actually, I'm still on the screen, so after adjust the assets, I don't usually do it this quickly. So, guys, bear with me. I'll put on the load screen. And Crash, he'll be on the shift now for Order versus Nebula. Stick around. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm your caster, William Zhang, DigitalQF, and now for the second game of tonight, another best of 3 in the round of 16 for the Valorant Oceania Tour 2021. It will be Nebula versus Order. So, this is a matchup that you guys are probably waiting to see. Nebula obviously stepping up the game recently, playing up to fantastic standards. They took down Ooga Booga. Map 1 out of the equation. Just don't even talk about it. Map 2. It came closer, but minimized. Still, Nebula still pulled out at the end. Now, to come into yet another best of 3, straight after playing a 2-mapper versus Order, arguably, well, in fact, no, not arguably, they are the #1 team in the OCE region. Whew, well, let's wish them the best of luck, but then again, going by the new setups and everything, things might work out in their favor. Of course, now Crash, he is here with me. He won't be talking tonight, it will be just me, but he will be doing the observing, so it leaves me much more room to do the talking. Teams are in the lobby, we are ready, and also, I'm just going to see what the maps are. I know map 1 right now is Bind, with Order starting on the defense, Nebula on the attack. So, Nebula playing Bind back-to-back, I said that again, back-to-back 2 games in a row. And the teams, and then the maps, the vetoes will be Bind, Icebox, and Split. So, sort of unorthodox maps, and very fun maps to be watching as well. I know that Crash hates Icebox, but it's a very fun map for a lot of teams to be playing. Split as well. Oh look, every team avoids it like the plague. But regardless, if you have good strats, it'll work out in your favor. The better team will win on Split. Teams, they look to be ready. Nebula, Dragon, Rolls, Minimize, Jesse Suave. You know what? And Order, I'll give the intro a split second later when the game starts. We should be seeing the start come through right away. As Order, Tux, he'll be the one to launch the game. I'm in his lobby after all. And there we go. Map 1, Bind, coming in hot. Well, okay. So now, on the attackers, Nebula, Dragon, Instalock, the Viper, of course, Rurls, Minimize, the same agent lineup, Viper, Brimstone, Sky, hang on, Raze, and Sova. Gosh, I'm stuttering over myself right now. Meanwhile, the defending champions, Order. You have Tux, Disco, Texter, Autumn, and Signed. A very different, drastic lineup compared to what Nebula have. A much more aggressive. Texter, the only smoker on the team, looking to play Astra now, the newest agent. As you can see earlier, Nebula, map 1, they showed us what kind of crazy strats you can pull off with combinations off of her utility. Disco on the Raze, Autumn on the Jet, Sign, of course, his favorite agent, and will be Sova. Tux on the Breach to flash his teammates in for support, so he should be expecting to see a much more aggressive playstyle come out from Order, just aping in off of utility, and their players definitely have the mechanics to back up their aggression. So guys, place your bets. Order versus Nebula to win map 1. And I have a feeling I know... Ooh, actually. Okay, the predictions aren't going the way I expected. But regardless, we're already in. Camera controls handed over to the lovely Crash OBS. He'll be the one doing the camera work. Of course, leaving me all the room in the world to talk. Signed. Order. Yeah, not messing around. Right off the bat, already getting in position to throw out a recon arrow. In my opinion, though, we should be seeing Order on the defense go aggressive early on, poking and prodding to see, realistically, if Nebula, they can take the pressure. And if Nebula, they can't get the trades, they can't get the kills, and can't take the pressure, it will allow Order to go full aggressive, go for the flanks. Why not? Because I think we mentioned this earlier, a long time ago, with Crash on a map with Nebula. The only weakness in the competition really is the fact that Nebula don't have a sentinel to watch their flanks.
Standing ahead.
Looking out from Signed. Drops fast. Doesn't quite manage to scan anyone, but I will assume from that angle it can scan everything from high up. Autumn, there you go, there's an early peek with the breach utility. Suave manages to dodge it and actually almost winning out that engagement. 2 flashpoints are gone, Signing up the fall back. 3 players of Order on site. Jesse, of course, goes on, headshot onto Autumn, and there's only 1 player of Order down. Nebula off to a great start on the pistol round, and Okay, they took B control, they got on site, and the mass TP to go over to the A site, leaving only Jesse there on the lurk. Sign is aware to counter the amount of teleports. Now this is crazy. Of course, utility is already active, and the gravity well will hold Suave down just briefly. Signed. He didn't see Jesse. Jesse, there's gonna be a huge lurk to come through. And Nebula, Spike is down. Man advantage. Utility aplenty. Suave, the L drone spots out a few players and already knows the order. They are fast on the uptake. 2 on 2. They're buddying up. And of course, Jesse on the flank. Maybe able to catch a few players off guard real soon. Minimize off the flash. They're using utility now to buy time. Order. They have one player so close. Dragon about to engage into U-Haul. Disco first player on engagement. Takes down 2. Spraying down the frenzy. Minimize and rolls out of the equation. Dragon does strike back, but gets straight instantly by Sign. All down to Jesse now from behind to make the round happen in his favor. 1 kill into Sign. It has paint shots as well. The defuse from Texas is going to get off of it. And the time! Jesse may have bought enough time for his team to win the round. As you can see, Disco. Oh no! Goes for the kill, but Jesse gets the 4K. Texter just managed to edge out the defuse. Pistol round goes over to order. That came down to the wire. Holy. Texter, he really had to stick the defuse. He had no choice. It was do or die. And indeed, they did die. Round win does go to them, though. Nebula, money is looking good. They can potentially, honestly, just buy into this round, force it to go up against Order, but they will opt not to. Slightly upgraded pistols. Overall, classics all the way. Suave being patient. You have Breach and Signs. Signs are Sova on the B side this time. And rotating your jet over to A. Point blank, your Aldrin will spot a few players. Signs off the back of Tuck, spraying through, gets blinded even. Aftershock. No, wrong utility, pulls out to a flashpoint after all. Gonna buy time for his team. Flashing left, right, and center. Aftershock to prevent a push to come through. He gets revealed. It doesn't matter. From Octagon, Suave, Sova, Re-Sova, about to happen real soon. Disco only passing the rotation. In fact, everyone from Order, they already rotated over. Minimize to open up onto Tux. And that's 1 utility backbone already out of the equation. Nebula going from behind. Autumn, he doesn't even need to scope down. The collateral as well. The quadruple for Autumn. And Sign will go down to Disco. Who even needs to scope down when you have the Marshal? Just go for the no scopes. God. Order. 2 rounds in a row. Consecutive. Nice and fast. Easy peasy. Nebula, of course, they saved the previous, so now we will be seeing a full buy coming to them this round. And actually, I forgot to update the maps, which I will do right now while I have a spare moment. There we go. I saw someone use the map command, and that threw me a off on a tangent. Order, Autumn, first point on engagement, will get revealed somewhat. Clean headshot, minimize, walks right into the bullets. Blaze Storms are out now. He probably suspects a second player to be playing right next to him. Will be rolls and gets the trade. Autumn with utility out in his hands. Gets taken out. 1-for-1 trades thus far. But that's already a rifle gone for the side of Nebula. Bear in mind, Autumn, Order, they're still using SMGs. This is their bonus round. The Owl drones, they crash into each other. And now Disco, he's showing great respect to the Viper Wall. Utility has been deployed. I don't think he realizes, though, that Jesse and Dragon have worked his way so close into sight. Rolls is the only place to get revealed. Wall goes down. Dragon already lying away. Disco, boom, bam, out of the equation. 3 players of Order left. Nebula, they have a man advantage. Suave on them, watching the flank. Order Tux gets taken out. Texter on the flank. And finally, a double kill going his way. Maybe a triple. Dragon does strike back. All down the side now by himself. 1v2. Has a Sheriff to work with no armor. He's going to have to land some pretty nutty shots to make it work in his favor, though. Suave there to protect Dragon, as he can probably confirm the plants. Poison Orb goes down. Now Sign, this may give him the opportunity to play around it. Double TP to come out, and this will allow Sign to pick up a rifle, I believe. So this may be problematic going the way of Nebula. Sign, a very sharp player in his own right. He can potentially isolate the 1v1s and get the kill. Nebula, I do think they are aware. Playing a crossfire of sorts, the buddy system. Sign going to open up with the recon arrow. Aggressive to the side, already staring out towards long, expecting no one really to be playing over towards elbow. The nerd lineup will check the corner and the isolation. Suave does win out at the end of the day, crouching down below like a goblin. Sign goes down like a sack of bricks. It was the bonus round for Order. They all die, but they managed to take down 3 players of Nebula before going. So, Nebula, the economy, it takes a small hit, but it's not the end of the world. They will be able to buy back into this. Meanwhile, Order, awesome, already pulling out the operator. You saw how well he was doing with the Marshal early on. This is going to be easy pickings for him at this rate. So, Nebula, how patient can you be? How can you play around the operator without letting Autumn get the initial opening pick for Order? Texter destroys the Tasmanian Tiger early on, and no one from Order going into showers. As far as they're concerned, Nebula, they can have that angle. Take the ult orb, we don't care. Rolls, as you can see, picks up the ult orb. Orbital strike is available. And now it's just patience. Nebula waiting for Order to make the first move.
Taking that back.
Autumn being patient, locking down the angle, and I do think they will work out in their favor after all, because Nebula edging over towards A. The side take about to come out now. Tux lying in wait to use his utility, and first pick will favor Autumn. That Viper utility is gone. Jesse inting onto the side with the showstopper, and the orbital strike as well. It will force a few players out. Tux, he gets destroyed, melted by the Hammer of Dawn. Finally, the spike gets planted. Even numbers so far, 4 on 4. Spike is down by Nebula, like I said earlier. They have utility to work with. Autumn, he may be the player to start things off, going the way of Order. Get an initial opening frag, make things easier for them. Oh, paint shells come out, and Suave manages to duck out of the corner. Minimize will get stunned, but there's no players of Order really pushing on just yet. The stun is out of the equation, but the players are swarming on one at a time. Minimize can't get the trade back. Suave and Jesse, they get the job done though. Jesse down to 1v2. Sign already holding the angle. Order, they bring it back. And they give themselves a 2-round lead.
We defend this place, we defend this reality. I'm going above.
Looking at the scoreboard right now, Tux, it's the 4th round, it's the 5th round actually, sitting on the donut, but then again, he is the utility backbone of Order, so it's not his job necessarily to be picking up the big frags. Let the young kids, the Autumn, go for the flashy plays, the frags, the opening picks. Nebula will be forced onto the eco this time, with only Minimize being able to buy a rifle and be able to afford with his team the next round. Everyone else cheap buys half armor. It's scraggly, I'll say that to say the very least. But then again, that's also the same case on the side of Order. You have big guns, but you also have worse guns. So if Nebula, they can find the chinks in between the armor, things will work out in their favor. Awesome, there you go, the early pick again, holding the angle, and Suave, oh, read like a book by Autumn, and as close as that range peak by Disco, will get taken down by Minimize, the wall bangs, a flash even, Autumn through the air, narrowly landing that shot. Order down to failure again, Autumn holding it down the angle, and whoa, managed to get the right clicks onto Worlds. Finally, Minimize on chase up, they won't let him get the kill and escape with his life intact. TP's coming through from Nebula, going over to the A site. There's one player close by though, able to throw down perhaps a utility, but he gets locked into the angle by the Viper wall. He can't push out just yet. Does go down, and he found Dragon leaping towards him, leaps and bounds like a rabbit. Even numbers. The last 2 players of Nebula are split up, but Minimize, he's sitting so patiently, catches out Sign. Texter with the Cosmic Divide, and oh, picks right into Jesse, gets legs for 45. 1v2, one shot will finish him. Clean headshot, isolation to Minimize. Suddenly, it is much doable. QC from Jesse as well. He's going for the aggressive pick, but the spike is sticking away. Jesse, he probably can finish this round with the pistol. He doesn't have to go for the operator pick, but the defuse, it's come through. Jesse, oh, playing this to perfection. Time is running out. It's going to have to be for certain this time. Jesse, pick now and never, finishes off Tex with the frenzy. Nebula, they bring it with the 1. They're holding steady. Order. Now, that's a huge blow to their economy. Autumn, he's lost that $5,000 investment. Everyone else, very much worse for the we're hurting in their wallets. Signed, the richest player on the team can probably drop a few pistols if he's feeling charitable to his teammates. Meanwhile, the rest of Nebula starting to get the ball rolling. Dragon holding the operator. Everyone else a little bit richer. Right off the bat, they're going for the ult orb off of the recon arrow. Autumn manages to filch it, and out comes the Blade Storms. Disco as well, playing mad aggressive, bunny hopping around, looking to pick up Jesse, and the blast pack movement tech to escape with his life intact. So far, one ultimate invested in the round from Order, does a little bit of damage, but no kills confirmed just yet. 3 players of Order situated around the B sites, and 2 over towards A, which does get spotted out by the Tasmanian Tiger. Nebula still biding time, being really patient. Thinking that Order, they pushed once, they can do it again, and Tuck's about to engage now, walks right into the crosshairs of Jesse. Click, don't flick, problem solved. Man advantage going the way of Nebula. An Order, 2 players on B, 2 on A, rotation's about to come out now, and minimize with the blind. Does he check on Heaven though? It doesn't matter because a 2-second blind. Disco gets caught off guard. He's flashed, minimized, eats the shock dart, and the blind again. 2 seconds from Sky, so deadly. Rolls to finish off. Spike goes down, and really now it sounds awesome to go huge with the Blade Storms. Dragon holding down the angle, takes a jet main to no one, but Autumn comes out on top. Dragon gets his head taken clean right off. Autumn, he's still aggressing further and further. Jesse, the timing doesn't quite manage to work out. Want to go for another? And misses the right click. Autumn now manages to try save the operator. Won't work in his favor. Texas to get 1 kill. Roll to clean up. Nebula to tie things up 3 on 3. Losing only 2 players. 3 standing. Apologies for the sound right now because there's 2 dogs in my room just having a go at each other. So it's quite the spectacle, really. I can probably post a picture on Twitter regardless.
Right there. Here.
Autumn, $5,000 50 cal invested back into this round. Oh, and the early blast back to get Disco onto the off angle. Order, a really aggressive play this time around. 3 players going straight down A main, and Nebula, no one there lying in wait. Suave, very wary of Order's shenanigans. A breach flash, maybe more, to push down B long. No one does though. Nebula can correct the read again. Going over towards the B site, in which there's less players, and this is the benefit of Sky. AOE heals. Sign fires off a single shot. The Tasmanian Tiger probably won't spot him out just yet in the leap back site. So they do confirm that the site is clear. Seekers are deployed as well, but it's okay. The Seekers get destroyed. They get stuck in the wall for whatever reason. And Jesse ints his way onto the site, diving on, already on a high off angle. Order, they're going to go for a retake. And the angle checking from Disco as well. Jesse going to need minimize to heal him back up to full health, realistically, if he can. But Order,
Healing over here.
they're already gearing up for a retake. Of course, from behind, time and time again. Suave will get caught off guard. And Dragon sitting inside the Viper's pit. Sign with the recon arrow, won't quite scan anything. Suave gets Autumn, and all the kills go in the favor of Nebula. Texter finally the clap back. Dragon hiding inside his ultimate again. Managed to get 1 kill. Texter for 3! 3 to smoke! What was that, Texter? The Texter effect, seriously! 1v2 now. The spike is ticked away a little bit too far. I think Texter will have to escape with his life intact and save the gun. Live to fight another day. Nebula, they take a 1-round lead. Dragon on the chase up at this point. Texter with his gun still out manages to take down at least 1 more. 4K for Texter. What in the world? Texter, first player to break double digits, 11. Cosmic Divide will be available to use this round, although realistically they should be looking to save it because, look, everyone else, you can't afford this round. Maybe half armor and the pistol at the best. Tux, oh, look, maybe having a slow day right now. It is late, I understand. Some people, they're not night gamers, not night people. Sitting on the donut, 7 deaths. Nebula, much better kill distribution going their way. Of course, they have the better economy and the rifles. Suave, Aldrone, and may get destroyed early on by Sign. Of course, the flash come through, expecting more players to be pushing on. The Aldrone will spot out Tux at the end of the day. They know one's in a corner. And Tux, oh, poor guy, just having... Oh, such a bad time right now. Being taken out, left, right, and center. Signed! Oh, take it back! It manages to get a shot to Jesse. Clean shot, never count the players have ordered out. This is why they are the best team in OCE. Minimize, deploys the Tasmanian Tiger. Manages almost to stun Disco. I'm surprised that he didn't get hit though. Nebula, the site take definitely going out towards B. 3 players already rotated over, leaving, of course, Autumn over towards the A sites. Minimize yet another flash, but I do think they will be rotating over. Back to the A sites. The gearing up for the TP. Util. Orbital strike even. I take it back. It will be the B after all with Disco lying in wait. No one's checking Hookah. This could be Disco's moment to shine. Here's the angle. Minimize for 1. Disco. Crosshair. Placement. And no, the instant trade back by Worlds. He couldn't get the second kill. Worlds was covered by the poison orb. Nebula. Man advantage. Signed. He only got 1 headshot. He can do it again. Utility of plenty. 2 players of Nebula holding out towards long, leaving only Rolls on site to fend for himself. Signed! Oh, yeah! That's right, baby! High noon! Rolls is gone. 2-on-2. This is very much doable. Cloudburst to come out. Autumn picks up, swaps out a Vandal, and the Snake Bites as well. The nerd lineups, it will allow Dragons to keep his team in the game for a bit longer. Sign goes through aggressively, trying to get the shot. Suave comes out on top. Of course, has the Vandal. Autumn now 50 HP. Get the headshot. And now the spike is sticked away too far. He's going to have to save his gun. Fight another day. Dragon as well. Maybe perhaps going to engage with them towards long. And the ping. Dragon versus Autumn will fall. That's okay. Nebula that won the round. Texter and Autumn absolutely popping off now this round. This game. Ridiculous. Nebula. They are definitely bringing their A game coming to this. Keeping the comms clean. Jesse, the oldest player on the team, keeping the young kids in check, but still allowing them to go for huge plays. Obviously, all players died in the previous round. The economy takes a small hit, but pretty healthy overall. Autumn back on the operator. 2 ultimates still inside the water though. Texter with the with the Cosmic Divide and Hunter's Fury. Hunter's Fury from Sign, Intuition play, ideally, but can it reach that distance? I don't think so. You can't quite see it on the mini-map. Texter pushes aggressively in a 1-for-1 trade. Nebula, they're not letting any of the aggressive plays from Order go unpunished. Autumn, same idea. Suave, much wiser now. He's not letting Autumn get the better of him. Use utility first and peek with your body later. Nebula, they have the man advantage, but maybe not for long. Because Autumn, you don't miss those shots. Suave falls, and the blast back ends perhaps from Jesse. I think actually the tag mid-air from Autumn. This guy doesn't miss a shot at this rate. Finally, the trade back, but it's all down to Tux now. So hold down the angle. Indeed he does. 3 kills gone his way. Nebula, they all fall. Tux, baby. Triple kill. He's on the scoreboard. Well, Nebula, right now, that previous round, there was a... things did not go their way. This will be do or die for them. Yet they have to win this round or else their economy is going to be in the dumps. I'll tell you that at the very least. Same thing goes for Order, though. They are not much better. Ultimates do favor them. Autumn, obviously, playing with the operator again. Switching over to the Showers angle. He will with the Blade Storms in case he finds himself in a rough position. Has to go for the fast frags. Time and time again, aggression from Order, and Autumn playing so aggressively, it will allow his teammates to rotate over to the B side, confirming that Nebula, there are no players going for a potential A split. Nebula about to encounter some stiff resistance now. They'll have to go for the frags to even take sight. Jesse, the blast back onto sight, and oh, the gravity well keeps him in, and Disco, the fragile, a single nade will take him down. Sign shockdown to minimize how that happened. God, he wasn't even fragile, I think. Maybe there was Astro utility there. Now Nebula, the bleeding players one at a time. Disco onto Whirls. Nebula, they're struggling now. This was a do or die round, and their economy, it's rough. At this point, you have to be down to the last 2 players. Perhaps go for a save it at this point. Dragon, you're sharp, but Order, they will not let you go uncontested. Suave strikes back onto Tux. Still a 2v4. odds definitely not favoring them though. But Order feeling themselves going aggressive again. Disco does come out on top. 3 kills going his way. Cosmic Divide is available. So is the Showstopper. Suave. Do some damage. Ideally save. Suave, no way you're gonna go for this because Disco is lying in wait, confirms the kill. Order, they tie things up. Now, the difference between these two teams right now, Nebula, they're playing off of teamwork and mechanical ability, especially with Minimize flashing his team in to get the kills. But also, using the Viper instead of, say, Astra on this map, they are going for a more slower play and hoping that the enemy team respects the Viper buff. However, from Order, 1 Astra is all they need, everyone else a more comfort pick. Oh, a standard composition, I would say. But the Astra combinations, my god, you saw Disco. A single paint shell just destroyed Jesse over towards Hookah. He couldn't even escape. Tux at the flash to buy himself some time. And a single flash as well, holding the Phantom. He has the ammo to work with. And Rolling Thunder. There we go. All the players of Nebula hit. Tux catches Jesse out mid-air like a pigeon. The players of Nebula, they're falling one at a time. Again, same story. Swap out pistols. A Tux holding steady.
There.
Disco, hungry for some frags. Picks up Minimize scoping in. Now Rolls going for the engagement. I think he had a Sheriff in his hand. Does tag Disco down. No heals on the side of Order. It doesn't matter though. They still have 5 players standing. 5v2. Sign, how good are you shock darts? Let's see him. Okay, both don't tag Rolls at all. One would have killed him regardless. Look at how much respect Order is showing Nebula. Sure, they can go for the peaks, but at the same time, they are not pushing the angles. They're letting the time go down and forcing Nebula to go for aggressive play onto site. Let themselves die because there's no point in staying alive. U-tool combo, the fault line, along with the peak from Disco. Rolls does avoid it, but still. Oh no, the gravity well as well. Suave, he's going to eat it. Rolls will get a shot onto Tux, ducking out the window by himself. And Tux was there. Sign was there to get the trade. Suave for 1, but Order come out at the end of the day, losing only 2 players.
Last round in the half.
And before you know it, it's already last round in the half. 6-5. Woo! Order. They probably weren't expecting this game to be this close, and Nebula playing very well. But Order, they're starting to rein in the Raging Bull and starting to adapt to how Nebula plays. Granted, if they were watching the previous game as well, they would have a slight advantage. Nebula literally just played Bind. It's the exact same setup, and odds are exact same strats. You can only reinvent the wheels so much. Autumn, aggression time and time again, allowing his teammates to push away, but Dragon's lying in wait this time round. Oh, does land a few shots onto Autumn, but this player, he doesn't let anything escape from his vision, still manages to confirm the kill. That's your Viper utility out of the equation now. This is the half, and you would have loved to have those poison orbs, the snake bites for a post plant. Nebula gonna have to go back towards the A sites, while of course Autumn still sitting on the high angle. Could choose to shoot the Seekers, and he does, and another peek, another kill perhaps for Autumn. You know how sharp he is. Jesse on the off angle, looking to get a kill, minimizes the blind, and Disco blast back right into the truck actually. Still shoots it out, does confirm a kill to minimize at the very least. The blades are out from Autumn, Jesse to pick up the kill. Nebula to even things up, 3-on-3. Order, however, they're already setting up for the retake. Still leaving Tux out towards B, holding the flank in case Nebula go for a second TP play. And Texter, you have the Cosmic Divide, on how you choose to use it. The Gravity Well as well! Oh, Texter could have gone huge there, but Rails was there to support his teammate getting the kill. Orbital Strike to come out towards Heaven, and will full sign off of the angle, and TP's coming through. Tux won't let Jesse escape with his life, and even using the graffiti on the ground just to show how sharp he is. Catching him last second. The plant to come down. But 10 seconds left. Sign with the early recon arrow, probably to allow... Oh, the Hunter's Fury from Sign as well. He could have used it, but he chose not to. Waiting instead for Tux to come over and trying to pinch the last 2 players of Nebula.
One enemy
Oh, son, what a shot. Wallbang rolls for 3. He knows the last player is in towards the U-Haul angle. Trying to wallbang through. Rolls with the molly, gets blinded, dodges it. And Tux has worked his way onto sights. They're sneaking around now, ring around the Rosie. Is he wearing? Yes, Rolls has the advantage. Sees the barrel first. 4 kills for Rolls to tie things up. 6-6. Even Stevens, baby. We're going to the second half. No one in the lead. Rolls absolutely stepping up now for Nebula. Dragon taking a back seat. I said earlier in the previous game, Nebula, at any given time, they can have any player pop off. They have a team of all-stars. Not quite superstars, but definitely stars. Meanwhile, you know, Order, best team in the region. What can you really say? 3 players, double digits already. Well, of course, both teams, they would love to have the pistol round. But now Nebula on the defense, Order on the attack. This is where the composition comes in handy. The Astra utility combinations, of course, with breach flashpoints and 2 dive agents, Autumn and Disco. Awesome, already eyeballing the recon arrow, lying in wait, pops it instantaneously the second it landed. So they've done the research. They know exactly where the utility lands. Awesome, even capturing the ult orb first off, and Order looking to progress onto the A site, a split essentially, and Dragon, 22 HP already off of utility, I think a shock dart maybe, and the gravity well won't make his life any easier. The concussion actually I think that was. Spike will get planted, and the Viper wall being disrespected right now. 5v5 post-plant situation, crash, have fun. Rolls, it was minimized to open up from flank already, no sentinels on both sides regardless. Disco tagging away, signed, and Disco, the double team, they managed to get Dragon to Rolls. Jesse strikes back, 3-on-3, even numbers still, and minimized, still aggressing on. Disco gets yet another kill, but Jesse from up above, the dunk onto Disco for 3, and the defuse from Nebula. Oh my god, what was that? I'll be honest, I was actually trying to make sense of what happened there. Where did Jesse appear from? Out of the sky and delivers the finishing blow. Order. They can't force this. They got the plants. They don't have to though. No, they do not, sir. You don't want Nebula to extend the lead any further, assuming they win the force buy. Nebula, of course, full armor, Spectres to go all the way. Should be an easy round going their way, giving them a 2-round lead. But if Order on the attack side managed to pull off this round with classics and utility, color me very impressed. Rolls sticking the ult orb, staring around, not letting any player of Order spam through the smoke should it come to happen. Double stacking towards Octagon and minimize, staring at the ground, getting ready for a flashpoint. Recon rounds come through first though. Whirls, pops it, minimize getting ready, and the bird comes through, going for the pig, minimize with the mode down, takes down Autumn and Texter. There's one more player left though, signed. He's holding on for dear life. Whirls with the backup. Jesse calls out the last 2 players in towards the hookah angle. Tux and Disco, they have sheriffs, they can yet still land a few kills. This is good though, since their position is already revealed. Just fire off shots, warning shots, wallbang shots, clear any angle, you might just get lucky. The confirmation the last 2 players are still inside the hookah angle. Disco now, 28 HP, him versus the world. Not long for this world at this rate. 19 HP, the snake bites even to block off his exit. And I was going to say, he had 6 left in reserve, doesn't matter. Suave to finish off the job. Flawless round from Nebula. Woo! Order, the last round, they couldn't get a single kill. Economy-wise, this will help Nebula so much. The bonus, if they can get some kills, ideally take down more than 3 players, well, more than 2, more than 3 players average of Order, it probably would help them a lot going to their buy round. If they can win, even better. It could happen. Here's Nebula, the retake so far today. Very successful. Early guiding lights, and it confirms that there are no players out towards B long. That's how you can save server utility, dedicating it over towards the A site instead. Order gearing up for the A take, biding their time, using util first, getting intel. Of course, leaving Astra by herself over towards showers, dunking down her gravity wells, and probably Nebula's. Autumn or aggress onto the side first, touching the Viper Wall, and a little bit of confusion there from the Gravity Well. We're still getting used to the effects of the ability. Texter always made his way to triple stack, might get a kill early on, but Suave peeks out fast, and the kills do go the way of Order. And one at a time, the players are falling. Disco sharp shot shooting for 3. All down to the last player. Suave by himself now. Our drone is gone. Half HP. Only has a Spectre to work with. And not long for this world, really. Disco, Kobe for 3! And yes! Disco for 4! Manages to clean up. 1 round behind Nebula. This is their buy round. Well, Nebula, you know, it would have been in the best interests to get more than 1 kill on the bonus, but nonetheless, it's something. Jesse rolls a minimized double digits. The 3 players on the top for Nebula will be their buy round coming to this. Minimize 1 off of the Seekers, rolls 2 off of the Orbital Strike, and Jesse almost tasting the Showstopper. Oh, so close.
Here.
Disco, however, already has his off of that 4K in the previous round. And Order, economy, very healthy. Guns all the way. Same story, actually, out towards B long. Order, Disco holding the angle from distance, expecting perhaps Nebula to go for that B long aggression, in which they could minimize. All he needs is a single guiding light and plays they can peek through the smoke. And that's the power of Skye. Her kit can't do anything. You can heal, you can recon, and you can flash.
Poison's off.
Oh, Dragon spots at the shoulder of Tux. One will back off. The aftershock will trap him in the corner though. The poison orb, and finally Disco pulls out the Showstopper. Bets up 3. Disco, what the hell? Minimize and Suave Dragon. They fall prey to the explosive rocket. Disco for 4. He's on for the ace at this point. Oh my god, you thought 1 race could fly. Disco shows up, dancing over the corpses of Nebula. That was disastrous. Furls, you may be able to pick up a kill or 2, but he's playing this very patiently. Autumn, eager to steal the ace from Disco. Footsteps are revealed. Furls to come out on top though. Disco, he smells the blood, and the shark is going on the hunt. Furls sitting in the corner inside the smoke, holding on for dear life. Here's the footsteps. He doesn't know that's Disco, and Disco is very hungry. Disco walks past Rurls actually, and ace denied. He went huge, but Rurls, the brain just a little bit bigger. Even Stevens, 8-8. Nebula, this might be their half buy round. It's just a save, half armor, sheriffs. Maybe well, not a Bucky anymore, a Spectre. But they will be looking to force into this. It's risky. If they lose this round, their economy will be very, very down in the dumps. And Nebula, it's dangerous to be playing such a game against Order now, this late into the game. Both teams, 8-8, almost double digits. Jesse going for the aggressive int. Blast packs out. Autumn dashing away. And still surviving! Okay, doesn't survive because Jesse, actually the rocket, managed to get the AoE explosion onto Autumn. Sign holding so far back. Dragon playing aggressive. Doesn't get the shot. No, he does not. Sign still winning out at the end of the day. Doesn't check his corners though. Jesse is still hiding around close. Recon to come out. Jesse going for the aggressive peek. And of course, utility to save Sign's hide.
Spike planted.
Spike and the site taken by B. Oh, it's taken by Order over to the B site. Nice and easy. Signed. Sitting towards attacker spawn, just holding on. Mass DP to come through, and the gravity well from the Texter. Oh god, it's just farming for him at this point. Ugh. Disgusting. 3 his way. Go take a shower, young man. The gravity well was that instantaneous? Not even too short. Texter for 4. And Order. They are establishing law and order. Nebula running around like animals that round, going, what was that, 4 players through the TP, trying to catch a player off guard. But nah, says Texter, wagging his finger. Very well played, and that's the power of Astra. Single gravity well in such enclosed angles. Yeah, it confirms everyone will be stuck in there, and the fragile as well. Order, they take back their lead. Economy, Texter, 7.4k, so rich. Cosmic Divide is available. Blaze Storms are on Autumn. Sign off of one off of Hunter's Fury. Nebula Economy a little bit worse for Wear though. A few of the players, I think, they had upgraded pistols. Flash come through, Texter will get revealed, and that was what I was talking about early. But Order, they're coming out on top everywhere across the map. Nebula, the strat, going for B-long aggression, not quite as rehearsed as Order, I would say. Chance the Dragon now to hold down the site. Yeah, still falls to Autumn. Aim is just too sharp. Jesse sitting over towards Hookah, holding the bag as all of his teammates as dead bodies litter the map.
Spike planted.
However, Disco holding the flank. Left, right, good night. Disco, the hero of Order this round. Well, you know what? Actually, all the players of Order this game, they've been stepping up quite large. Early on, we saw multi-frags, collaterals essentially coming out from almost every single player, with the exception of Tux, but regardless. Disco almost getting the ace, 22 kills, leading the server. Texter not far behind, Autumn not far behind Texter, and Signed not far behind the Autumn, and Tux halving the score of Signed. But then again, he's a utility backbone. He's there for the flashes and for the fault lines. Of course, the Rolling Thunder, he can't deny that. Blade Storm's used by Autumn. Aggresses right through. No respect for the Viper utility. As a result, this will force Nebula to play a little bit more defensively. Of course, Dragon still inside showers now. We'll be able to perhaps catch the angle onto Texter. But Texter, extreme patience, just waiting. I don't think he... Texter knows. Texter knows the gravity well as well. Dragon, you have to go for the peak at this point, or else the utility won't favor you. Flashpoint through there. That's amazing. Dragon, he dodges the flashes and can't quite confirm the kill. Texter and Disco, the tag team, they clear out showers. It's not dirty anymore. Also misses the right click, but it's okay. Still has a rifle to work with. And Disco, he's not missing a single shot at this point. Jesse falls to his prowess. Nebula, you're down 2 players. The retake is looking more and more unlikely by the second. Texter picks one to minimize now. Whirls and Suave gonna have to call the save at this rate. You cannot possibly hope to win a 2v5. Whirls does actually strike back retribution for some of his fallen teammates, but it's too little, too late. The spike it's already ticked away too far. They are gonna have to go for the save. Order. This is in dangerous territory now. 11-8. Nebula. Oh, look. You can force into this, but this is literally do or die. You lose this round, your economy will be in shambles. Guarantees Order to the map at that point. They're one off of match point, and if Nebula loses this, it's guaranteed win. Oh, I said that actually, but regardless. Order, not struggling in any sense of the word. Feeling so comfortable at this rate. Disco, almost so close to having the showstopper again. Texter holding onto the Cosmic Divide. He hasn't had to use it. Tux and Signed. Ultimates pretty much all at the ready. Nebula on the last legs. 3 players though, stacked over towards B. And Order. Extreme patience. Rico now to come through, allowing Autumn to go through that smoke. A very rehearsed strat, I would assume. Rolls. APM a little bit too high, walking around on his iPad. It's dangerous to stare at your electronics and move at the same time, you know. Autumn. Fake dash as well. And now this is mind games. This is actually mind games. Because of rotation from Nebula to Cosmic Divide as well over to the B site. But Order, I do think they're going to be going over towards A. Cosmic Divide, you won't hear the TP, but Minimize and Jesse, they are lying in wait over towards A. They hear the utility being put towards A, and they're lying in wait. A rotation has to come out ASAP. The Cosmic Divide, it does block up all sounds. This is brutal. This is brutal. Minimize with Wolf stun 3 players. He's going for the aggressive player now. Able to catch a player off guard. The blinds comes through. It was a fake, and Autumn, he will get baited. One trade back from Texter. Jesse is out. Minimized now. You can't possibly lock down the sights. That was a molotov from across the map. It doesn't quite force anyone off of a defuse though. I'm not too sure what the molotov was for. Tux with the Rolling Thunder and looking to go aggressive. Pushes out. He's decay. Goes for a second, but Dragon with the Guardian manages to frag back. Disco lying in wait. Evens out the numbers. Nebula, you still have Whirls with the Orbital Strike, and Signs, oh, the head just narrowly dodging the bullets. Orbital Strike to come out, and Showstopper, Disco picking up the kill somehow. Swab 1v2, 1v1. He has the confirmation. Texter is in the angle, and what was that? Swab doing the moonwalk. Texter confirms the kill. Order, match point. Nebula, I think it's done. Map 1. It's over. Look at their economy. It's okay, well, it could be worse, but they definitely have seen better days. Dragon back on the Guardian. He would prefer to have a rifle in his hands for sure. Only one ultimate on their side. Dragon on the Viper's Pit. Everyone else, not even close. A Seeker on minimized, but he needs a kill or to die to even be able to use it. And Order, they're really feeling themselves now. 25 kills on Disco, almost about to 30. I can't believe he managed to get that kill the previous round as well with the Showstopper. Dragon using the Viper's Pit over towards Showers. Now, it's somewhat worrisome because no one of Order is over towards the A site really, in lieu of Signed, who may just be on the lurk to catch up a potential pushing player from Nebula. Everyone else moving over towards the B side, about to aggress on now. Rural's so close, thankfully you can't hear the iPad being pulled out. He has to use a utility ASAP. Disco already getting off the paint shells, about to bounce off the wall into the tube, and Rural's got to be forced out, and Disco, rehearsed, he knows the angles, wall bangs, and Rural's is gone. Suave's calling for rotation, holding on for dear life, and now Order, they don't have to take B, they can still rotate over. The flash come through, Disco runs inside the tube, going to escape for his life, and Jesse with the judge, he has to play close distances, and Texter already has to drop on him. Order, they're getting the kills left, right, and center. Aerial acrobatics from Autumn. Suave can't get a single kill going his way. The flashpoint coming out, a double pick going his way, a flashpoint again. Poor Suave, he's done. Dragon, the young talent by himself now, 1v5. This is Everest, and it's a hell of a mountain to climb. Starts off well onto Disco, but Texter will finish off 13-8 going way of Order. Wow, what a map 1. Disco, 27 kills, 5 first bloods. Texter very close behind. Everyone else a far cry from those two standing at the very top. Nebula, much better kill distribution, working playing together as a team, I would say, but they do still fall to Order. Dragon having a quieter game this time. In the previous, he top fragged almost about, what was it, 24 kills, 25? But now, not even breaking double digits in the same truck as Tux. Well guys, map 1 is done and dusted. Map 2, it will be Icebox. 13-8. Expect to see more action. We'll see you soon after the breather. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am your caster, DigitalQF. Of course, joined by favorite Premier Observer, Crash OBS. Map 1 of the matchup in the Valorant Oceania Tour round of 16 actually. It says 32 here. Sorry, round of 16. Nebula, they came really close, but they lost out to Order 13-8. Order, obviously, #1 team in the region. I'm not saying it was to be expected, but no one expected the game to come this close. Regardless, we are going to map 2, which will be Icebox, and I am so excited to see what strats both teams bring to this. Teams are ready. So let's go. Whoo! And also, just before I go, you know, I could redeem the... Oh. Okay, regardless of that right now. Order starting off on defense, Nebula once again on the attack. Now this is when Order brings out the Viper picks. Tux already interlocking Disco again on the Raze that he's proved to be so proficient at. Texter on Sage, awesome signature jets. On top of Nebula, I think they have gone for a solid lineup really. They want to go with Dragon on Viper, Whirls, the flex onto Sage this time, Minimize, still on Sky, Jesse sticking to the one-trick Raze, Suave of course, Sova as always, and we should be seeing signed, locking the exact same agent towards the end. And while the teams they are picking, I'll just take this time to update the overlay and the scores. Order, they're up by 1. So guys, we could be either seeing map 3 or we see Order clean it out 2-0. Anything is possible. But just bear in mind, this is the #1 team in the region. So seriously. Sheesh. Now, Icebox. I know a few things about this map. I'm no big brand color analyst. I don't have the time of my life right now to study that much, but regardless, it will come. It will come though. From what Crash tells me, I know this. 1, he hates observing Icebox. 2, Icebox, Viper, super deadly, actually pretty viable. And also Sage, another very viable agent on the map. And oh, how cute! We have a worm and a nade squirrel on top of the crane. In fact, if that's the crane, then what's the box called on top of B main, where the Viper is setting up currently? That's my question. Crash taking us on a nice tour around the map, but regardless, the point is right now, Order, they're setting up on the defense with Nebula on starting off the attack. Going to go split right now, and Viper will run off the bats to block off a little bit of A, and mostly mid. Only 1 leaving the Viper towards over to the B sites for Order to anchor down, while everyone else playing over towards A, rotating over towards mid though. They weren't hearing any aggression coming up from Nebula, and Nebula may have just taken the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Tux taps down the Wolf a little bit more. There's 3 players of Nebula there, but you still have 1 player sitting over towards A. Slowly but surely they're angling up towards B main. Dragon narrowly escaping with his life by double pick to come out potentially from Texter, and let's go. Dragon, he could come out on top, does do a little bit of damage, but Texter could go for the heal. But over towards mid though, the Sage, almost no respect. Texter, once the wall goes down, Dragon, he'll be on the roof and waiting. Texter turns the wrong way. Tux gets one of the rolls. Both Vipers take down both Sages simultaneously. 4-4, awesome, looking to play aggressive. A player of his caliber has obviously highly fantastic mechanical skills. No fear. 1-for-1 trades again. Dragon popping up for his team. Minimize. Spots out Autumn. Autumn ducking around, juking the shots. Will confirm the kill. Spike is down. But Dragon for 3 at this point. His Viper for crying out loud. Map 1, he struggled a little bit, but map 2, he's coming in with a vengeance. Working out to come through, and he does dodge it. 2-on-2 though. Suave might get double peeked real soon. Tux from behind the Viper wall. Time is running short, and the spike has to be slammed down right now. The Viper wall just up to confront the plants. And now Dragon, this is a crazy off angle. No sound has been made. Spots at 1. Dragon almost for the ace. 4 kills either way, but signed. Oh, he does clean up. 2 clean headshots. Suave just couldn't quite stand up to the ferocity of Dale Tang, the Asian sensation from New Zealand. Fun fact. Now, Order. That round was Nebula's to win, but Sign out thin air pulls the dub for them. Dragon, 4 kills. 4 kills, the spike plants, 1 death. Look at the ultimates right now. He's 1 off of having the Viper's Pit. This is round 2, for crying out loud. He's probably going to have it hit at this rate. Nebula, however, they will gonna have to eco this round. You don't have much economy to work with. 2 sheriffs in the hands of Dragon to minimize. Dragon obviously 4 kills. He'll have more money to work with. That's Order. Autumn, once again, the signature style, going aggressive. Though minimize, may be able to catch his back towards him. Autumn, surely not another collateral. The no scope, looking for a third at this point. The Marshal mastered this man. However, can't quite get it to 4K like he did on Vine. Will fall, but Disco is to pick up the slack. Minimize by himself, tapping around. And the dunk by Sign. It was Disco to steal the kill, though. Nebula get down by 2, but now they will be able to full buy into this round. Dragon confirming the Viper's Pit, the only ultimates on the game online right now. Everyone else, not even close.
There.
Order, of course, don't play the bonus, a sort of bonus, but then again, some rifles, a Guardian, Spectres, but it's Order, they can make it work. Jesse, starting with the pick, and the World's going to reset, does indeed win out against Texas at the end of the day. Autumn only tags down solo, no Sage heals to bail him out. Tux misses a shot, and now World's Nebula as well, they have the whole round ahead of them to win. Five players still standing. They have a Sky available to heal. I just realized as well, Nebula, they have double healers on the team. So much HP to play with. Though into this round, Minimize, he won't have the heals to play with. Signed. Walking really fast now. Will fall to Minimize. 2 players aiming down the angle. And this is the importance of the buddy system. Guarding Light by Minimize will confirm that there's no players immediately within the close vicinity. However, Tux, 30 HP, glass cannon, still holding the angle. Headshot is ideal, body shot, he'll live with it. Because Jesse already tagged very low, and Tux, oh, the timing just narrowly misses his window. The last 2 players of Order, very tagged now, Autumn and Tux. 1 shot away from death, either side. Exit frags, perhaps, at this rate, is the best thing they can hope for. Nebula, not letting anyone get anything. Tux does get a tag, I think, onto Jesse. The spike is already ticked away too far. Dragon on the flank, looking to pick up a kill at the very least. Viper on Viper. The Viper with the rifle, or to come out on top. Unless Tux... Oh! Okay, yep, nah. He's done. 6 feet under. Dragon, the 1 tap to finish him off. Awesome, staying alive. Live to fight another day. Hold on to the rifle. No armor. Order. Of course, they lost that previous round, but coming into this, Disco with the insta-buy. OB rifles aplenty going this side to counter Nebula. Dragon still holding on to the Viper's Pit. Now, ideally, if Order, they can take sides, they will be able to dump down the ultimates and ideally try to hold it down. But Order, you can't count them out. Sign, of course, sober utility. It may render the Viper's Pits essentially worthless. But this is Icebox, and there's a lot of corners to play around. Same story. Disco as well as also playing so aggressive. But however, the recon arrow does reveal the Minimize with the Guiding Light. May scan a few more players. Also getting tagged down. Does confirm a kill to Jesse at the very least. Man advantage going the way of Order early round. Huge aggression. And Nebula, they do crumble. Minimize, he's up high. Disco, you don't want to be playing the game. Awesome solo as well. I think he narrowly spotted the barrel of Minimize. And now, cut noise, silence from both teams. And Nebula going so far back into attacker spawn even. Sign with the Elder and won't catch anything. And deduction will pretty much tell them that the players are going to be going over towards the B sides. Or else, if he can't steal the ult, well, actually someone else does take it. But Nebula, they're going to aggress onto B. There's 3 players of Order, though. Already lying in wait. Viper walls everywhere. Viper's Pit does get deployed. Snake Bites come out from Tux. May deny the plant temporarily, but Worlds will have to confirm it sooner or later. 30 seconds left in the round. Rotation's already coming out. And a pinch, a flank from 2 players of Order. Autumn and Texter lying in wait. Suave, not long for this world, perhaps. Does confirm kills Autumn in the very least. He's still fighting. Doesn't quite manage to re-register. Texter was there. 3 kills going away of Order. Dragon by himself now. No time to plant. No time to kill. Disco sneaking through. Doesn't matter if he gets damaged or poisoned. He will confirm the kill regardless. Order up by 2. Order now. They're starting to get the ball rolling. Some economy. Guns, Disco, Showstopper, Autumn, Blade Storms. Everyone else not quite there just yet. Nebula, this will be the last buy round should they lose this. Do or die. Autumn, the classic old tale. Well, actually, who's a paint shot was that? I don't think it was Jesse's. No, it wasn't. Autumn confirms a kill with instant trade back as well. So at the very least, if they can't win the in 1v1 duels, they can't get the trades. So Nebula staying in this fight. Texter versus Laurels and a Sage difference. Texter does come out on top. The confirmation as well. Dragon gets revealed by the Owl Drone. The players of Nebula very split up now. Dragon so far away from his teammates. At least the Owl Drone will tag up Texter. But Nebula down a player, and definitely don't want to be down a player against Order. Recon arrow, Dragon shoots to destroy. Now Sign, I like this angle he's holding. You won't expect someone to be standing on such a high, small off angle.
Poison's off.
Nebula Dragon still far away from his team. And Nebula, 30 seconds left on the clock now. Do you go for the save or try to confirm the round? Jesse opens up on the signs. That's a good sign already. Good sign already. But Texter manages to walk through the poison orb, catches Dragon. The man disadvantage going the way of Nebula. Suave, last player left. Texter for 3. Clean tap onto Tux. 1-on-1. Disco has the showstopper able to use. Does he choose to invest into this round? And no! No time left! All it took was 1 piece of utility, the Roomba, to confirm the round win. That's just disastrous, Suave. If he stayed inside the tube, that would have been easy peasy, lemon squeezy to plant, and maybe clutch it out. He landed 2 sharp shots already, but no, all it took was hesitation.
Right here.
Oh, it came close, that was rough. And now Nebula, their economy, back to the Stone Ages. Only Suave surviving with a rifle. Everyone else, you're gonna have the half armor. Sheriff, Order. This is their chance to run away with the game a little bit. Dragon, Poison Orb out initially. Now, Sign, he may be able to disrespect it. This could be huge. This could be huge. It does get popped instantly, know that. Recon Arrow. And Sign gets forced back a little bit more. Shock Dart. Oh, Minimize and Jesse absolutely eat it to the face. Minimize might be taken out. Oh, the Shock Dart doesn't quite bounce all the way, though. Minimize can't heal himself. World's going to do the healing for Sky. Disco, paint shot could be huge. Could be! And Minimize, left to right, survives, surprisingly. All the players of Order, they're hungry and thirsty for kills. They smell blood towards mid, as you can see. 3 players already congregated around Boiler. Jesse. Oh, ducks under the headshot angle just, but Autumn locking down the A sign with the operator. Rolls, taps him down. Now Showstopper finally from Disco. Boom, Shakalaka gets nothing with it. Well, then the rotation's already through. Sign gets revealed. Disco gets taken out. Disco for 2 though before he falls. Rolls can at least confirm the spike plants. I hope at the very least, although the wall does get destroyed. 1 partition at the very least. Texter.
30 seconds
watching 2 angles at once, and the timing. Jesse! Oh, almost could have had the drop into Texter, but Texter reacts just in time. Rolls 1v3 now, backed into a corner, has the spike. No wall to play with, no utility, no armor. Texter duking around. Tux ready to join him. The double peek. Rolls not long for this world. Takes 1 down, but Texter, of course, lying in wait, confirms it. Order 4 up. Sign still holding on to the precious $5,000 investment from Awesome as well. We'll toss it back to his teammates. Nebula, they had an eco in the previous. They lost the rifle, but everyone will be able to buy into this round relatively healthily with Suave fully investing everything into it. 4 ultimates on the side of Nebula. They have no reason to lose this round. They have so much utility to work with. For crying out loud, you already have Viper, you already have Sky, you have Sova, you have Raze. Use the damn abilities. Ooh, shock dart from Sign. That may have been brutal for a Minimize had he not moved a little bit further up the ramp. Awesome, holding down the angle, Seekers to come out, and Autumn. It's a bird as well, we'll duck away from it, and confirms the kill to Suave. Sharp, quick shot. Minimize. This is the danger zone now. We'll get tagged a little bit more. Can't quite confirm the kill. Suave gets resurrected. Texter strikes right back. Showstopper out from Jesse. Doesn't quite confirm the kill. It hit the top shelf there, but couldn't quite get damage on Disco. Order. They finally managed to take one player down. Whirls onto Disco. Even numbers though. And oh, Autumn still striking hard, getting these fast flicks. Texter, the resurrection, the man advantage from Nebula gone again. Just when you thought they had a leg up, no, auto strike back. Dragon, not to be outdone though. Gets one to Texter, but Autumn still in the fight. Finally, Jesse ends his reign of tyranny. Dragon 1v2 is very much doable. 4 bullets left in the magazine. Already 1 clean shot. Rico arrow to come out, but this is 2 angles at once. He's getting pinched. He can't really afford to reload. Toxins are up. 4 bullets left. He has to land a clean headshot. Oh, will fall to Tux, who checks the corner. Order, they're really running away now. Up by 5. Nebula, this is the time to come back and figure something out. But then again, one question is, Nebula, yes, they've improved it drastically in these few following months or weeks, really. But still, to go up against the best team in OCE this early on into the Oceania Tour. Woo! It's a tall order. It's a tall order. Haha, it's a tall order. See what I did there? Now, order all the players. In fact, all the distribution of kills really good on both teams. Of course, ultimates do favor them. No, Autumn still playing with the operator. Has the Blade Storms on backup should he need it. Wall bang. Oh, shooting through. Minimize opens up onto Disco, surprisingly. The sharp shots. Dragon couldn't quite get the flick onto Texter. And I like this from Order. They always have the balls and the mechanics to go aggressive, because they are so confident in their teammates. And just as I say that, Rural shows up, takes down Tux with a quick peek. There is a new sheriff in town. Order calling out a fast rotation over to the B sites, but Nebula, they're working over towards A, because Jesse may have not heard the footsteps. The Sage wall by Rolls as well. Can't fake the plants, but he does have a Phantom in his hands, and that could make all the difference. Oh, Texter from that slight angle peeks his ugly head. Sage difference. 3 on 3. At least Nebula will be able to confirm the plants, but there is a gun, I do believe, right in front of them, should they try to go for it. Although time is a little bit too late. Sign coming through, the legs do get spotted. Will get tagged down by Minimize a little bit more. Couldn't quite finish the job though. Damage is done. A heal, however, on Sage, so not too much. Autumn dashing onto the sides, zero fear. Now I do think Texter still has his Sage wall for the retake. Minimize trying to go for the shot. Texter strikes back. Sign onto Jesse. All down to the last player, Suave on its lonesome. You have to land sharp shots now. Autumn and Sign, they're both about to peek you. Suave does indeed confirm one onto Sign, but Autumn, oh, ever so present. Order 7-1, and this is true to the name, literally Law and Order right now. But obviously, it's Valorant, the game's not done just yet. It's a 6-round lead, but anything can happen. Nebula, they can buy into this coming round. Dragon almost on his Viper's Pit, and they just have to secure the last 4 rounds. It will put them in a really good position to come back in the second half. Okay, interesting Viper's Pit early on. That was used by Order, actually. Awesome. The same play again. You can always expect them to go aggressive, and Nebula, they just simply are not adapting to it. They have so much utility to work with. Give Order the not responsibility, what's the word? Give Order the respect. You know how good these players are. You know how sharp they are. You know how aggressive they are. Use your utility early. It's okay. Of course, if you have Awesome locking down the angle towards A, it will allow his teammates to rotate a little bit further out. Tasmanian Tiger goes in, doesn't quite spot Tux, and Tux lying in wait will get finally stunned. Minimize confirms the position, and a potential shot could come through the smoke. And indeed it does, I call it. Minimize, blind firing, takes down Tux. Rotation to come out, 3 players already dashing onto the B site. Autumn soon to follow suit, but Nebula, this is their chance to play slow and figure out the rotations, in which indeed they have made the right call. Autumn ducking back over towards A. His team captain calling that. Nebula hasn't pushed it just yet. Autumn 1v4, and this man has pulled off crazier things now. He has the operator to play with. Not quite on a high up angle, but Nebula, they have utility. They have flashes time and time again. I keep saying it. They have to use it now. What else? Otherwise, Autumn, oh, couldn't get the flicker to minimize. It was almost there, though. Clean headshot to come through from the fast jump. 10 seconds left. Viper spitters out, and the plants to be confirmed.
10 seconds left.
Hunter's Fury. Can't quite deny the plant. Does get killed to Whirls, though. But now the onus is on Order. They've evened the man advantage to retake. Disco eats the shock dart just barely. But he has the Hunter's Fury and text on the flank as well. Catches out Suave. Man, disadvantage. Disco. Oh, shoots a little bit high up. Dragon getting tagged down, but still surviving. Minimize almost eating the dart. He could heal his teammate, but it's too risky right now. The defense to come through gently. And Minimize swings right into Sign. Dragon to 1v2. Oh, dearie me. Texter looking high up. Spots out a rogue Viper. Order. They are laying down the law. Texter, double digits. Autumn, double digits. Disco about to join them up there as well. You just simply can't fault Autumn holding down the A long, the A angle with an operator. There's nothing you can really do. He almost guarantees confirms the initial first pick going the way of Order. Playing off of his aggression. Now once again, just look at the angle. He can see so much deep into A. And Nebula, they're calling it right now, pinging it on the map as you can see, expecting Autumn to push again. Finally, they're using utility. The flash to come through. But Autumn, he holds steady. Our drone to come through and Order. I do think a few players get spotted out, but overall Nebula using utility just to get some intel and trying to figure out where exactly the players are. Whirls, look at him, the paranoia, having to look behind, check every single corner. Order, they could be so sneaky, playing everywhere. Our drone does get deployed, and Autumn doesn't quite see Jesse. Oh, maybe he saw the head. I'm not too sure, though. Oh! Minimize does go down, but Jesse confirms the trade at least. That's the specialty of Nebula. If you can't win the first engagement, at least you can get the trades. Seekers are deployed. Resurrection is on Nebula. The man advantage is coming into this. But Order. The retake about to come through now. They have one ultimate of Resurrection. Autumn is not out of the fray just yet. Seekers get destroyed. The recon arrow on Sign, yet to be used. Positioning from Whirls gets one, almost a second, but Disco will get the trade back. At least the man advantage still favors Nebula. Slowly but surely, the work comes to the site. Suave on the mid flank. Gives his team an even bigger an advantage. Minimize onto Disco. Tux now by himself. 1v4. Finally! Nebula, they can double their rounds. But so late in Order, they've done all the groundwork. And Tux, well, he takes one down before falling prey to Minimize. But 8-2 now. There's only 2 rounds left in the first half. Nebula, they need the last 2. They need it. 4-8, that's possible to come back from. But to go 10-2, that's pretty much what Nebula did to Ooga Booga. Let's go. Now going aggressive towards mid. Probably going to show the Poison Orb no respect. And Dragon gets pushed. Good for one. Confirms a second. The spray down. Texter. Finally, the trade back his teammates, but Minimize was already lying in wait. The Nebula special. Autumn. Of course, the operator was one of the shoulder. And there you go. Wall bang. Jesse falls. No utility invested by Nebula again. Autumn is running away with these kills on A. Nebula. They are a man down. Last two players very split up. Also pushing aggressively, so they should be able to deduce that Nebula will be going over towards the B sites. Tux lying in wait, although his back is exposed to a few players, hiding in the corner so they can't see him just yet. Suave, maybe a player to get the job done, looking behind him. Oh! And Autumn, my god, you just can't take the guy down! Minimize now, 1v2. You thought that Nebula had the advantage, but now Autumn is converted the position of Minimize the Hawk to come out, and Flash is one at least. The Tasmanian Tiger, time is running out, 30 seconds. Minimize, one more Guardian Light to work with. Has to use it now or never. Gets fragile, vulnerable. 56 HP, Autumn, juking around with the Blade Storms. Minimize, not long for this world. 9-2. Last round of the first half now.
Last round before the switch.
Nebula. Oh, goodness gracious. They are able to buy at least one last time. For 3 players at the very least. Jesse with the Sheriff. You're going to have to go with the Showstopper really as your main source of firepower. And Order having the best time of their lives. Leading the way. Early Guiding Light, and time again, you see Autumn change up his position of where he plays. Sure, he may be playing at a more aggressive angle, staring down towards A, but now he's playing more passive. Tux confirms one with the Dragon by himself, no trace to come out. Nebula already down a player. Autumn to get yet another, I believe. Yes, he will. You can't, just don't challenge this guy at all. Use utility, blind him, do whatever it takes. It takes 2 to take 1 down. Jesse will get tagged slightly, and oh, Autumn out of the air! Catches Jesse mid-jump. Nebula, the players are falling one at a time, and Autumn is still thirsty for more kills. For crying out loud, cut them some slack. Rolls here's the jump, and Tux. Oh, the movement gets the better of one at least. Suave all on his lonesome. Oh, spots at the head of Texter. Won't get the tap eventually, but look, still 40 seconds. You have utility, one more kill, you have the Hunter's Fury, and Suave, he ain't no Hiko. He's not that old. Autumn, yep, gonna seal the deal. Spots at the shoulder of Suave, 10-2 to end the first half, going the way of Order. Nebula, oh man, they are fighting for their lives. They are fighting! Really, the defensive half of Order, it was all down to Autumn, you know, picking up the kills left, right, and center, locking down the A side. Nebula, they haven't been able to get anything to happen. Nebula, they need the pistol round more than anything. Order, rehearse strat, Ultimate gets tagged down a little bit. I think that was the Viper Poison Orb, and Whirl's hearing mad 4 steps over towards the B side. A rotation coming out from Nebula ASAP. Of course, we do have Sign on the lurk. Autumn high up confirms the plant for his teammate, and the Viper wall. It covers so much. Allows the plant on a very interesting angle as well. Autumn still trying to catch a few players. Whirls on high angle does win the engagement. High grounds won't favor him this time. And Tux gets one onto Jesse because the flank from Sign, the lurk, does manage to catch out the players. Meanwhile, Suave and Dragon 2v3 now. Utility is forcing them back. Suave aiming to run. Yes, you have the recon arrow, but do you choose to use it at this point? I think you really have to. Shoots it onto the wall. Gets popped instantaneously, and the decay touching the Viper wall. Disco sees just above their head, and they can't really see him. Doesn't really eat the recon, the shock dart. Confirms goes to the Dragon, and now the round's done and dusted. Nebula, this is a tall order ahead of them.
Last player standing.
Well, as you can see, Nebula, they definitely don't want to be ecoing and giving Order the match point because that's literally the death sentence. 4 Marshals, not something you really see too often, with a stinger on Jesse. Also, of course, on the Marshals, a strike back, so it really comes down to the Master Sniper versus 4 lesser snipers. But Dragon, the Minimize, they used to be both jet mains, so they aren't too shabby themselves. Order it now, footsteps trudging around, edging over towards the A side. Awesome, always landing that shot. Awesome versus Minimize, the duel of the Marshals. Order, at least no, there is one Marshal in the hands of Nebula. Disco jumps onto the site, Texter to confirm the kill first. Already man advantage, this could be match point now. Disco, aerial acrobatics will confirm yet another, catches the players off guard. And all the kills flowing, they have Order. Flawless round to come out, Nebula, they're fallen. They are fallen, they're crumbling, it's done. 12-2, match points. Order, they show their teeth. And this is the real beast lying in wait. Once again, a Penta Marshal buy coming out from Nebula. That's the last round. You gotta buy what you can. And at distance, this is probably your best hope, I'll be honest. Order, rifles and 3 players. 4 actually. SMG only on Tux. And they're gonna have a cakewalk, really. Same story, going over towards A. Minimize, I think the first initial shot. Damage is done though. Autumn is on half HP. Paint shell to be thrown out. Disco only aggressing heavily towards the sites. There are still a few players left trying to hold down the force, but it's not working out. Sign confirms, opens up onto rurals. Order, they're edging their way onto sites. The Marshals at close distances, especially post-plant, it won't work out in their favor. Oh, Minimize, ducking, trying to escape with his life, but the tagging from Disco finishes him off regardless. There's SMGs on the back lines, but Suave, he's not opting to pick anything up just yet, because maybe aware that Tux is holding the angle, and Tux whipping a few bullets, will reset, and he's out of ammo with the classic though, goes to the right click, confirms it. All under Jesse by himself, on his low to him, 17 to 5 players. Texter confirms it. Order 13-2, GG done and dusted. Wow, clean 2-0 coming out from Order. Guys, you know how I like to do things. Order, I'm not too sure if they want to interview, but nonetheless, I'll try. 13-2 scoreline. Not much to really be said. Awesome. Texter, Disco, leading the teams time and time again. Tux and Sign, the utility players, keeping everything intact. Meanwhile, Nebula, look, there's not much to be said. They definitely fell on Icebox. Order just had a higher caliber of players, better strats, better aim. Nebula, they've improved drastically, but they need more time if they want to stand up to a titan that is Order. Well, hopefully I do get an ad from Autumn, who's coming for the interview. And indeed, he's already fast on the friend request. He's in, and I'll enter a call with him real soon and see what he has to say. Hello, is this Autumn?
Yeah, it is.
Well, hang on, I'll turn your volume up a little bit more. It's sort of quiet. And obviously, now, first off question, you are a fan of the King's Avatar, right?
Yeah, good show.
The main character's logo. Well, man, first off, congratulations, 2-0. I guess it wasn't out of the question that you guys weren't expecting it, but map 1, it came really close. What do you think really happened in map 1? Was it just the fact that you guys weren't warmed up?
I think, well, obviously there were some sharp players, and I think their like team composition, like the agents they play, is very different from what we're used to versing. So props to them there. I think they're like all young and skilled, good team.
Well, if I could just get you to speak a little bit closer to the mic, that would be great as well. But
My mic is like very close. I don't know.
Oh, okay,
My
never mind then. Come on,
tearing
Order,
up
suss the man a new microphone. You can afford it for crying out loud. Well, man, map 2 though, that was the complete stomp. 13-2. Who does the IGL in game? Because I understand you guys have probably just Tux and Tux, right?
Tux and Texter mainly.
Right, the 2 veterans. They keep the young players in check. But
I mean,
also,
there is input. There is input from everyone on the team.
Mainly calls.
They're the main callers.
Right. But now, Autumn, let's talk about you. What kind of aim practice do you do? Because you were locking down that A sites with the Marshal and especially the operator, just getting all the flicks. Granted, you got taken down a few times, mostly due to trades, but overall, you locked the angle down to an absolute T.
Thank you. Just a couple minutes in the range before I play, and that's it.
Well, guys, I guess a couple minutes in the range may work for some people. It works for Autumn, but not for you. Hey, man, once again, congratulations. What's next for Order?
Winning stage 2.
Winning stage 2 again? Well, it could happen. Who do you look forward to playing though coming to this tournament? Because it was last time wildcard they got taken out by straight out of the zoo.
Definitely wildcard. Looking forward to playing them. I like versing Ninum. I think he's good.
You like versing Ninum?
Yep.
What about Swirl though? Because he's the new pickup.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. Yeah, that's really exciting. Honestly, he's a young sharp kid.
Well, I do hope to be able to cast that game and watch you guys play. It will literally be the Clash of the Titans. Nonetheless, though, straight out of the zoo, if they come back, they may be the curveball in everyone's faces. But hey, man, once again, any last minute shout outs you want to give out on stream?
Just shout out to Order. Shout out to the sponsors. Shout out my teammates. They were great.
Oh, and one last question: MVP for the series, who would it be?
Myself.
Yourself? Well.
Yeah.
I probably will have to say the same. You locked down a site Icebox, and that basically won you guys' game time and time again. The initial early picks. And awesome, thank you for coming, and wish you the best of luck.
Have a great night.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. The nominated interviewee, Order Autumn, still the defending champions. #1 team in OCE, and that's really all I can really say. 13-2, Nebula, they brought a really close map on, but map 2, oh my god, that's it's something worth VOT reviewing. That's all I can really say. Guys, that's all from me tonight. Thank you everyone for the support. Thank you everyone for the follows. Of course, shout out to Crash OBS, the observer for me tonight. It allows me to talk a lot more. You can follow him on Twitter at CrashOBS. You can follow me on Twitter at DigitalQF. Of course, follow my Twitch channel right here. You will really see me streaming more in the coming days. Of course, I will be following the Oceania Tour further down the brackets and quarterfinals and semis. I won't have the grands though. I'll be having that day off. Regardless, everyone, thank you for coming. And as always, see you next time.